Evening, everyone. Welcome to the TruuuTalk podcast. This is episode 10. And today we're going to be talking about three things. Today we're going to be talking about Tim Westwood, rape culture, and things that men and women do to each other that they find annoying. Now, first of all, we've got our first lady, Miss Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Woo!
A man who needs no introduction, Mr. TruuuTalk himself, Mr. Ashley. Our very own Welsh princess, Miss Nadia.
Thank you.
A young lady who sits into an OnlyFans channel and show her feet, that's Miss Milan. And our very own small islander, Miss Cher.
What?
And of course myself, DJ Sticky Fingers. So I said we're going to start off with Tim Westwood. Who is going to go first?
Not me.
I'll go first. But obviously,
Okay.
I don't really know. I don't know too much in terms of facts about Tim. Yeah? But I definitely know that Tim Westwood is prolific for going to unis and doing the madness. But I can't really talk too much on Tim Westwood's on any allegations because I don't actually know what's being said about him because I haven't really read nothing too tough about Tim Westwood. But I have heard about a lot of the other people that are involved in all these mad allegations that are going around. But I wouldn't put it past him now. I wouldn't put it past him. But he kind of reminds me of like not to be funny, but like a white R. Kelly. You get me? Because them and they always got young girls around them, and always not to make it about race, but always got young black girls around him. You get me? So I always kind of looked at it and felt away. But my thing is, as long as they're not underage, I'm sure a lot of the girls know what they're getting into, and I'm sure a lot of them want to be there. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to, unless like what they're saying is that he's sleeping with underage girls. If he is, obviously, that's a madness. But if he's not, and it's just young girls that are choosing to be around him and choosing to be part of the scene and roll with him and go to the raves with him, then who's really in the wrong? Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm only saying that because I don't know 100% about what the allegations are. So if someone wants to fill me in.
Well, to put into context, so there is a petition that was sent out last week, I think, during the week, actually, rather. And someone put Surviving Tim Westwood, playing off Surviving R. Kelly thing. And what they were saying is that he was trying it on with a girl who was the age of 16.
Okay.
And she was saying, apparently, I think she said that he was offering her drinks to get, kind of get her drunk, and said that she must come back to either his place or her place, someone's place anyway. So there's a petition that was surviving. There was a petition to get him investigated. So when I looked at it on the first day, it was trying to get to 100 signatures. I think I looked at it maybe 2 days later. I was trying to get it to 5,000. I looked at it again, I think yesterday, it was at almost 7,500 people that had petitioned to have Tim Westwood investigated. Now, a lot of the things you see on Twitter, he was trending during the week. A lot of it was people saying he's inappropriate because if you don't know, Tim Westwood's 62. And as Ashley said, a lot of the girls that he's been known to be sleeping with or what have you have been university girls. So you'd say around the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, that sort of age, and if you're in university, freshers or second year, third year, whatever it may be. So, and as Ashley said as well, it's typically young black girls. So a lot of, when you see his name trending on Twitter, it's usually because they're saying that he's disgusting or what have you, because he's seen with all these young girls. So I was going to get some of your views. If we go with, say we start with Cher. Cher, what's your thoughts?
Well, basically, I've been to some of his events, Tim Westwood, and what happened was, like, when I went to one of his events one time, there was a piece of paper, and they said, write down your number and your email address, and then we'll update you on future events. So I was like, okay, cool. And then, they sent me a message, and then I realized that message, it was actually Tim Westwood. Like, it was actually his number, which I thought was a bit weird. Bit of a weird way to do things, because it's normally like a promoter or somebody, but it was actually Tim Westwood. And yeah, with him, he's always been very open about the fact that he likes young girls, which is quite disturbing. But at the same time, like Ashley was saying, it's like the girls are of a legal age. I mean, if he is raping them, that is disgusting, and you know, he should be investigated. But you know, if it's a thing where, you know, he's just going for younger girls and it's consent, then I don't really know what to say about that. But if it is rape, that's just nasty.
So on that, so far, no one's actually said, there has been no allegations of rape per se. It was more of a case of, due to his age, and the age of the girls that he's been sleeping with. So, for example, someone said on the Twitter that they woke up one morning to see Tim Westwood in their uni kitchen because he was sleeping with one of the girls. And you're going to assume, again, she's going to be 18, 19, 20, that sort of age. So, as it stands, all the stories that we hear so far is that he's in his 60s and a promoter, so he's a DJ and a promoter. And all the girls he's been sleeping with are, again, university girls. Miss Chili Bangman, what's your views? What's your thoughts on this one? I know Chili was messaging me during the week like about Tim Westwood and the petition. Chili, you're on mute though, right?
First of all, don't lie, I wasn't messaging you at all. I'm only joking. Yeah, he's a dirty rascal, isn't he? Like, we all know that without even knowing it. I've obviously, over the years now, I've gone to bare Tim Westwood things, isn't it? And he's just nasty. Like, I spoke to him personally one time and he's grim. Like, he was just saying some grim stuff. I don't know what to say on it, to be honest. If he has been doing things that are illegal, then that's wrong. He needs to be investigated about that. I definitely think he should be investigated, though, because he's just dirty, really. I'm trying not to judge people, but he is dirty. Let's be real about it. He's one of those people you see and you're like, it makes you feel sick, innit? But he just looks like he got wrinkly balls. Like, oh, God. But he has got, like, it does seem like he has a fetish for, or a thing for young black females, you know? Or females, you know, a bit tanned or whatever. But, yeah, I ain't really got much to say on it. He's just nasty. That's that. Sorry.
All right, fair enough. Before I go to Nadia and Milan, as we send messages, Kaiser Soze says, Assalamu alaikum, blessings. King Empire says, respect all. Kaiser Soze says, yes, R. Kelly did wrong 100%. He's a devil, but why are they making so many documentaries, etc., on him, but they forgot their uncle Jimmy Savile and co. King Empire says, TruuuTalk podcast 100. And someone says, Sister Cher, hope you left the Indian network and joined the UK one. Bambeezy says, them girls belong to the streets. Jesus Christ. I'm saying that wrong. T. Telka says, as long as they're consenting. T. Telka says, what's the issue? And Bambeezy says, let's be real, those girls are feeling him. That's the issue. Nadia, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I had a friend that was actually pursued by Tim Westwood a long time ago. She was a young black woman, and I would say what I disagree with and what I don't like is how they use money, power, you know, the fame, the whole celebrity culture to lure the women in. And I would definitely say he was very arrogant. He wasn't a very nice person at all. When I spoke to him, he was very rude. As you all know, I'm a singer, so obviously I was backstage and I was doing my thing at the time. It was in Cardiff as well. And it seems to be that there is a bit of a pattern there. So he's trying to lure the women in with money, you know, sort of bigging himself up, giving himself this big persona, buying the drinks to get them drunk. Because obviously, if you think about it, a lot of young women, you know, typical students haven't got the money to go out. They're just sort of winging it, having a good time. So he's definitely using his power to seduce these young women, in my opinion, which I think is absolutely disgusting. That's my opinion.
Oh, that's fair enough. I mean, some of his messages, plant-based Abby, plant-based Sabby rather, who's actually supposed to be joining us. I'm not sure where she is. Says, to be honest, I don't know anything about these allegations with Tim Westwood. She stated it. Not a fan of Tim Westwood for so many reasons, but so he's not on my radar. Also, but once I read up, it's mad still. But sadly, not surprising. Should I mention who he thinks he is and his white privilege? Man, probably underage cover Epstein. Never did like them, man. Now I know why. And someone else has got, that's why the girls are young. The 30-year-old won't have it. Milan, what's your thoughts on this one?
So, hi. So yeah, I was basically going to say like exactly what Nadia said. So he uses his like status and his power that he has to get these young girls. And to be honest, it's only going to work with young girls. There are probably a few older girls that will probably do it, but it's not like they will clock on and they will think, cool, if you want to buy me drinks, I'm going to have the drinks, but just know I'm going home straight after that. Do you know what I mean? Where these young girls will get sucked in and they'll be like, oh my God, Tim Westwood's buying me drinks. Like, Tim Westwood has my number because he messaged me. Because what Cher said when he had her number, like so many of my friends, he has my number, not this one, but another number that I had. He had that, he had my friends' numbers, and every time there was an event, he would like message and be like, oh, you could come in. And if you're like, oh, I don't know, he'll be like, I can get you like free tickets, I can get you a table, I can get you a bottle. Like, he's making you come. Bear in mind, this is Tim Westwood. His events are normally packed out anyway because of who he is. You don't need me there on a free ticket. Do you know what I mean? So obviously he probably does it to everybody, and the majority of people, they come back. But it's a thing where as long as they're of age and he's not doing anything to them that they didn't consent to, yeah, it's disgusting. The girls might be 17 and he might be 62. There are people out there that are like married at that age. Do you know what I mean? Like that big of an age gap. There's programs on TV about it, like documentaries and stuff. So just literally the same as everyone else. As long as they're of age and it's of consent. Do you know what I mean? If it's not, and he's doing this to younger girls, or he's literally like raping girls, then yeah, that's definitely wrong, and he needs to be investigated.
But since Wayne actually said at the beginning, actually said again, these girls know who he is, they know what he's about. Do you know what I mean? So if you're 18, 19, 20 and going to a Tim Westwood event, you know who he is, first of all, he's Tim Westwood. You have an idea of how old he is. You might know he's 62, but you know that he's not 20. You know he's not 25, you know he's not 30. You know he's of a certain age, right? And I've got another question. Is he any different to Hugh Hefner?
Yeah, he's different to Hugh Hefner. Because he ain't got a bag of gal in the yard. So, and he's not, you get me, he's not giving them careers and jobs and the models and shit. So he's definitely different. But what I find fascinating is that he's had hair who got his numbers still. That's crazy.
Not mine.
It worked, yeah. I didn't know that Tim actually connected, touched base with the people on the show today. But obviously that's part of his thing. That's part of what makes him famous. That's part of what keeps him relevant. That's part of what makes him be able to be a DJ in every generation. Like, he's been a hip hop DJ since hip hop started, bro. It don't even make sense. And he's still relevant in 2020. So he's just using young black girls to keep him relevant in his thing. That's what I think. Obviously, it's bad. But it's not even a but. It's bad. But that's what he's doing. He's just using young black girls to keep himself relevant in every generation. Yeah.
But in the press, they were saying that he behaved inappropriately, and I agree. I think he did behave inappropriately because he preyed on these young women. You know, he has to just, I mean, let's be fair, if he didn't have the celebrity status, would any of those women actually be attracted to him for who he is? Because he's very arrogant, unattractive in my opinion. You know, if he didn't have the celebrity status, he wasn't Tim Westwood, the DJ, the promoter, you know, he probably wouldn't be as successful with the young black women, in my opinion.
No, of course not. Can you imagine, like, look, like a man on your road, like bloody Bob, who lives on your road? Can you imagine him messaging you like, "Are you right, babe? I'm just going down Tesco's. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd be like,
I'm gonna go
why
and
the
knock
hell
Jeff
are you
next door in a
messaging me?"
minute.
But it's because it's Tim Westwood that everyone gets so gassed about it. And it's like when he went to his events on the mic, he's very. Is the word like I don't know what the word is. Like
Vulgar.
vulgar. That's the word. When he's on the mic, he's very vulgar,
Yeah.
very.
Some of the things he says.
Sexually orientated. That's a long word.
Wow.
Yeah, basically, it's just sex. When you're,
I'm gonna say something here. I'm gonna say something. This might be a bit controversial, yeah, but it's the truth, yeah. The reason why Tim is able to do this, yeah, is because we've created a culture that allows. We've created a culture where we use young black girls or we use black women like that. So he's coming like, "Oh shit, this is what you lot do. Yeah, man, I'm gonna fucking come and do this shit too. Yeah." So really, man, that needs to allow it because you can't really get Tim for following the man them when he's just copy. He's just the reason why it's so disrespectful is because he's showing the most disrespect. Like, he's showing the disrespect that we do, but you can see it because he's an old white. You're like, bro, why you girls letting Tim do that to you? It's the reason why they're letting the man them do it because you're showing them money. You're telling them you're gonna give them. You get me? You're gonna put them on. You're selling them a dream. You get me? So he's just doing the same shit that man them are doing. But we've made it okay to treat girls like that. You get me? So first of all, we need to. You get me? Pattern up first. You get me? We can't really blame.
Would you say he's grooming girls?
Own, but he's following a culture that's there. He didn't create the culture. Yeah.
Let me read some of his messages.
Yeah, I think he's grooming them. Yeah, of course.
Let me read some of his messages. Right. So T Tekla says R. Kelly was snatching 14-year-old girls. T Tekla also says he's the same as Hugh Hefner. He married 25 years younger. Tim Westwood is a fetish for black girls. The arrogance comes with success. And also says the inappropriate touching is a part of black culture. Unfortunately, black women are disrespected by the same men. Plant-based Sabby says, my hubby is good friends with a famous DJ. Hubby said bare girls approach the DJ box, blatantly offering themselves on a plate. Not that that's an excuse to take the offering. Shay, I need to say something. Shay, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I just think a lot of the time, you know, a lot of young girls especially are attracted to like status and money. So it's a thing where they're not even looking at, you know, what he's like personality wise or how old he is. They're just focused on the status and money. And that's the dangerous part. That's where like they need to look at themselves as well. And, you know, the parents need to teach them about this kind of stuff. It's really deep.
So that you say that, my question then to you ladies, I'm not posed to you ladies more than to myself and Ashley, is knowing what everyone said, what has he actually done wrong?
Taking advantage of young black females.
But how's he any different to any other celebrity?
I wouldn't say he's different to any other celebrity at all, because this happened. I've even discussed this with you in a podcast recently, where I, being a young female singer, travelled to London to work with a producer, thinking that I was going to pursue my career. And when I got there, this is not just one occasion, there were a few occasions where I was working with men, and they, every time, incorporated sex into the business. We should never have even, it was a business relationship. It was never a sexual relationship. I wasn't putting out a sexual relationship, but each time in different situations, I was pursued, I suppose. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? They made very strong sexual references towards me. And in one situation with a garage producer, I'm not going to mention his name unless you want me to, he was quite forceful, to be honest, and I felt really uncomfortable that I had to leave and I didn't go back. So I wouldn't say it's just Tim Westwood. It's not just Tim Westwood. It's just a case of being caught. And I think these days, social media makes it easier for them to be caught, because I'm 38, and when I was pursuing my career, we're talking a long, long time ago. I think I was 18, 19, so you're talking about 20 years ago. There was no social media. Yes, there were text messages, but it wasn't as easily, noticed or put out there, if you know what I mean. So it wasn't as easy for them to be caught out.
So let me switch it around then, right? So actually, I'm going to throw this one to you. So you like I said, he's taking advantage. So if I take another celebrity, let's say Idris Elba, right? So I know a lot of ladies like Idris Elba. They see Idris, oh, Idris, yeah, young and old. I'm sure there's a lot of people who come before Idris was married. I'm sure there's a lot, even now. I'm sure there's a lot of women who approach Idris, want to sleep with him and what have you. And if he does so, is he still taking advantage as well? Why is it different?
Of course he is. He's definitely. He's still taking advantage. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Idris Elba or whether you're, you get me, my man who got the shop down the road. You should not be taking advantage of any type of young female, especially young females now, because of society and because of the way things are. Everyone's attracted to money, they're attracted to that status, they're living their best life, do you get me? And unfortunately, when people hear like the phrase living your best life and all that, they associate it with those kind of things. So I don't think that anybody, whether you're the most attractive celebrity or whether you're just any man on the street, I don't think anyone has the right to take advantage of anyone, male or female, because females do it too. Females, there's a lot of females who pursue and they use their status or their looks or the way that they are to lure in younger men. Do you get me? I got a brother who's 25 and he's very handsome. And do you know the amount of older women who have tried to, even like some of my friends, they ain't my friends now, but they've tried to come to me and say, oh, your brother's nice. Nah, like it's been like this jokey, the joke side of it. But you know, I had this one woman, she was really serious to the point where I had to batter her up, because I thought, hang on a minute, you think it's okay to sit there and tell me what you wouldn't do or what you would do to my brother? That's terrible. You're sexualizing him. Do you get me? So it's not just men; it is women too.
So my question, and again, is I'll say it again: when it all comes down to it, what has he done wrong? And before I switch over to Ash, right? Before you answer that, read some of his messages. This one says it's the culture. Black culture is predatory. Period. It says we got to address our culture. That's on T Tekla. Bambizi says how is black culture predatory? Someone says have you been to a rave and to want to dance? I don't know what it is. Want to dance? Splashment comes on and you get dragged up. Donnie Darko says predatory is not a black culture. How you mean? Kaiser Soul says there's many dangerous female gold diggers. Don't forget that, people. And it also says it is a black woman. It is black women are sexualized at a very young age. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't get what they're trying to say. But Ash, what I said, I'm going to go back to you, Ash. Please, what has he done wrong?
Things, yeah. All right, for Mandem, we can't, dictate what the culture is for black women. We cannot say black culture is not predatory. We are men, Men, there's something called a male gaze, So we're taught that everything is seen through our eyes. So that means we don't even consider what life is like for a woman. Naturally, bro, whether you think it or not, you tell man, Ash, I chat and shit. I'm telling you, it's programmed. We don't think about how life is for women. We're not taught that, so we just don't do it. It's predatory, bro. They're telling man that. So that means man have to check how man's moving, bro. Man have to check how we do things. Regardless if we think it's okay, they're telling man it's not okay, innit? You get what I'm saying? And that's something that obviously we gotta learn, bro. And it's like it's part of equality. It's part of equality. We don't, because we will say that women are equal, but they're not equal because we don't actually get what it's like for them. So imagine, for instance, man see a girl walking down the road. Okay, she's buff, man, she's got back, whatever, she's looking nice. There's 5 of us, man, saying, yo. Imagine how she feels like. She's like, bro, like, obviously she knows that man might be calling her to get her attention, to get her number, whatever, but that's mad intimidating, bro. What if she don't want to talk to nobody? But now, man, I say, there's 4 man, like, it's scary for her, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we don't look at it like that. We're looking at it like, bro, she's buff, man, letting her know she's nice. You get what I'm saying? But so it's something that we got to learn. And it's not that, most of us don't know that. You get what I mean? It's only because man sit down and think, oh, imagine my little sister walking down the road and man, I say, yo. I'm thinking, no. You get me? So man have to sit there, well, how does that feel like? Do you get me? Like, And it's what a lot of us don't do. A lot of us don't understand that. Something else I wanted to mention. I can't remember what it was. You know, it was another. What was the original point? It was something else that you were saying.
I can't remember now, to be honest with you.
But is he actually wrong?
Yeah, exactly. That's my question. But I'm gonna have a question. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on. One second.
If I don't say it, I'll forget. It's not even like you don't have to even like answer it. It's basically this: how you know that them gal that Tim is using ain't using Tim? Yeah, but that's it. Go on.
That's a good point. But go back to Ash's point before, right? You're saying about like how men are towards women, but then I want to ask shit. So going back to what Chidi said about girls that approach her brother. So are women any different?
I don't feel like men are victims of it though. That's the difference. Men are not victims of it. Do you get me? Like an older woman could be sexualizing, man, and I could laugh at it. You know what I mean? I could laugh at it and walk away. Yeah, that old woman was on, man. It's not the same. For women, it's a lot more intimidating. Do you get me?
It's a different stigma, though, isn't it? I mean, for young men, it is kind of a big deal to sleep with an older woman. You know, it's a big. You know, men brag more than women, I think, in my opinion. You know, I went and slept with a woman who was 10 years old. She had her own business, she had her own blah 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 blah. For instance, my brother got with the manager in where he was working. She was 10 years older. And at the time, I was a bit like, she's sort of making a move on my brother. But it wasn't. It was the other way around. And they're still together to this day. And they've got 2 children. They live together. But she was the breadwinner for a long time. She was successful. She had more money. And he'll even admit, to us to this day, that's why he stayed with her. And that's why he pursued her. In the beginning, things have changed now. He's on the top of his game. And he's got his own business. And he's very, very financially stable. But, it's a bit of a different stigma, isn't it? For women, we're meant to respect our bodies. We're supposed to be goddesses. We're meant to be beautiful, respectful of ourselves, self-love and all of this. If you sleep with a certain number of guys, you're classed as a slut, a slag. You've got this name, reputation for yourself. Whereas men, it's not the same, is it? It's completely different. It's fine. There's not as much stigma, I don't think, on men.
Let me read some of these messages and I'll go off to share in Milan, right? So Donnie Darko says, I feel the few nasty men with bad morals have been generalised for us all. T. Tekla says, this is now a general conversation. Some speak in general terms. Plant-based Sabby, who still hasn't joined us here, who should be joining us, says, regardless of whether the allegations are true or not, he should not be using his privilege and status in order to bed women because he can. Also, the man is 62. If he weren't a famous DJ, could he get it? And Rosie Posey says different stigma, yes. And T. Tekla says abuse is abuse, but the stigma is different. Now, for those of you who are joining on the Instagram Live, we are talking about Tim Westwood. And I'm going to go over to Cher first. And Cher, again, I'm going to ask the question again. What has he done wrong?
What has he done wrong? I think it's just basically sexualizing women generally. Like, I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. Generally, so that's probably what he's done wrong, and because they're so young as well, just adds to it. Obviously, if it's a thing where they're not underage, then I don't really know what to say about it, to be honest. But do you listen to hip hop? Say that again, sorry.
You listen to hip hop music?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bashful.
Sometimes. But yeah,
so
that's
what I'm saying is that a lot of things that are involved in our culture, we sexualize women. Ooh, like drinking.
Yeah.
The bashment sexualizes women. He vibes to that shit. You know what I'm trying to say? Like all the hip hop. Listen, I hate watching hip hop videos. You get me with my daughter around. I can't. There's no video that's gonna come up where a girl's fatty is not in it. Do you get me? Every single video a girl's fatty is in it, and that means girls are choosing to put their fatties in video. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like you can't sexualize a girl that's not sexualizing herself. Like in our culture, we're talking about him being a DJ and music. In hip hop culture or bashment culture, yeah, you can't sexualize a woman that's not involved in that. If a woman's involved in that, she's sexualized herself. Or if a girl's in a video or she wants to be a video girl or short stuff, she's already sexualized herself. Or if you sexualize her, how is he sexualizing her? Because she decided to be part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're saying, like girls are saying, like girls said, have you ever been to a bashment place? Just flip it on its head. Girls are in the bashment way, busting it super wide, and man, they ain't even touching it. See, the girls that are busting it mad. They're on their head over there by themselves. The camera lights on them, and then he's creeping up on that.
But I mean,
Are
at the
you
same time,
sexualizing her as well?
at the same time as well,
In there in a bar and
at the same time as well, if a man is respecting a woman in the first place, they wouldn't be sexualizing themselves. You know what I mean? So it's a double-ended sword, really, because either way, it'll be the woman, sexualizing herself, or it'll be the man not respecting the woman and sexualizing.
I don't think that women do it for men now. I feel like women do it for money now. I feel like money is the motivation. Women will bust it for, get me? Like, it's not even about a man. They're getting that money and flexing on the same man that's, you get me? The same man that was throwing the money. They're like, yeah, you get me? This is my Mercedes now. You get me? I bust it. I don't even feel like it's for men. Women sexualize themselves for the bag. You get me?
I was actually told, I experienced that firsthand because I was told to lose weight, start going to the gym. And I remember, I think I mentioned this before on a podcast, but when I went into the studio to record our demo, and there was a line that they wanted me to sing in the song. It was "Don't Stop Because I Like It Like That," but I had to say really sexual. And my brother was in the room watching me, and they're telling me to be more sexual and have dirty thoughts and do this one line, and I just couldn't do it because I grew up with 4 brothers. I was quite not sheltered, but I was, you can imagine, strict dads, Muslim dads, 4 brothers, and they were telling me to be sexualized, more sexy, and I struggled, So it's like you say, Ash, it is all about the money. And if you look at the celebrity culture now, women are spending hundreds and thousands of pounds to make themselves look and feel more sexy with fillers, bum implants, fat transfer, because of social media and the celebrity culture, So it definitely is a way to lure young girls in by showing them the money, come to me, and I can, these girls are living on a dream. They think that they're going to be able to look a certain way, feel good. Somebody wants them that's actually in the celebrity, status, celebrity status. So I still think that it is wrong, and I think they are behaving inappropriately. It's not just in the music industry. This has been going on in forever in big businesses as well. It's not just the music industry.
But don't you think that nowadays, women are taught that sexualization is almost like a powerful thing? But women use it to be dominant. Women use it to be control. Women, you get me? So it's not just a victim thing. You get me? Because I see bare sexualized women that are winning. Like, they're not victims of sexualization. You get what I'm saying? There's bare women that are way up more than man. Way up more than man. The sexualization thing. The way that they pay for that, the money that they paid for that waist and bum alone is stupid bread. You get me? Like, for them to even consider going to pay for that, they're up already. You get me? And they're not doing it because they're broke. They're doing it because they want to be in control. When I got this back now, my waist is like this, my bum is like this. Everyone who sees me is gonna stop and stare. Like that's why it's not just like a victim thing.
This is why this generation disturbs me as a woman and as a mother, because it's just like, even my daughter, she's got Instagram. I monitor her Instagram, and I try to make sure she doesn't look at anything inappropriate, or I try to keep an eye on her feed and everything. But even like, some of the young girls, we just before we jumped on this podcast, I was on the iPad and her Instagram's on there, and she was like, "Oh, unfollow that person, please. Unfollow this young girl, please." It's because they were posting pictures that weren't appropriate for their age. You get me? And my child's looking at it and thinking, "Oh, that's nasty." But then that's because I've taught her how to love herself, and that she doesn't have to show her body and use her attributes in order to be successful. But unfortunately, these days, this generation is so disturbing, because that's all we see. As soon as you open your Instagram, you're seeing a big batty on your screen. But then that picture will get thousands of likes. But then you'll get a woman who's speaking life into people, speaking motivation, speaking about self-love and all those things. She got a couple of likes. No one's really taking notice of that. And that's because this generation has proven that sex sells. And then when you have conversations with people, like I had a conversation with my brother the other week, and he's like, no, I listen to motivational stuff. And I'm like, no, you don't. Let me look at your thing. And all the things that he's liking, do you get me? It's all sexualized. So, and that's what the majority of men do, because men are just men, innit? But this is what women feel that they have to do in order to progress. I'd rather, my child looked at me and said to me, I'd rather be successful silently than be openly successful if it means that I got to show my body and show my bum just for somebody to notice me. But this is the generation we live in, and I think it's really frightening. So as much as people, we know about it and we notice it and people talk about it, but nobody's doing anything about it. No one's saying anything about it. And it's only when these women are sexualized, and then it's awful, because sometimes a woman is sexualized, and I'm not saying any woman deserves it, whether she's showing her body or whether she's not, she's got her reasons for doing it. But if some women are out there putting themselves out there, basically spreading their vagina all over the gram, yeah, and men, in the next breath, they're crying and saying, but men are sexualizing me, he tried to touch me inappropriately, he tried to do these things. Why? I would come and touch your boob if I saw you. I'd come and try to feel you up. Do you get me? Because you're basically showing me your vagina wings. Do you get me? On a daily basis. So it's hard to differentiate the difference between what is sexualizing a woman, or is she sexualizing herself? And I'm not saying, this is not me saying that any woman deserves anything. But if you set the bar, innit? Men know that they can't come and touch me. They can't come and put their hands on me. It's going to get mad for them. Do you get me? And that's because I got respect for myself and my natural body. Do you get me? Whereas these women are going out there and they're paying to be sexualized. And that's my view on it. I'm not going to say no more because it upsets people, but it's the truth. Do you get me?
So on that, so the first one which he's talking about was in terms of her daughter. That's more integrity, isn't it? So her daughter's got integrity not to want to do certain things to become a certain way. And the second part was about rape culture. We're going to rape culture next. That's the second topic. But before we go into rape culture, I was going to quickly read some of his messages. This one's from T-Tech. It says, we are just oversensitive. Bambizi says, women sexualize themselves. Obviously, moving to young girls is wrong. T. Tekla says, I dance on the wall. I think going back to what Ashley was saying earlier. Bambizi says, you go to a rave, dance on a wall. And T. Tekla says, sexualization is an individual. Okay. And they're going to say, yeah, I can testament to that. Bambizi says, if you was feeling someone, you would dance with them. Come on now. No, don't meet your husband in a rave. Being sexualized is personal response. Plant-based Savvy says, expressing your femininity, sexualizing. Short dress, heels looking good, why not? Tidy is not wrong. Men should mean to control themselves. T-Taker says, I'm a bodybuilder and what I do is perceived as easy. There's a lot of messages here, man. I'm going to read some more in a moment, and I'm going to go back to Milan. Again, I'm going to ask a question again about Tim Westwood before we go into rape culture. My question again is, what has he done wrong? And the reason I ask that question, because you're saying that he's abusing his status and power, but is that because of his age, or is that just because he's rich and famous, or both?
Like I said, Ashley said as well, I don't know the ins and outs, so I don't know if he has been with girls who are underage and if he's, raped girls. But if you put that aside, I'm not saying like it's right, I'm saying for my purpose of my conversation, put that aside. If he's only talking, if what people think, if what people's issue is that he's talking to younger girls which are of age, and that's their issue, that's not like the problem I would have is he is manipulating young-minded girls who are easily manipulated. So throw them a bit of money or throw them a bottle, and they will do what you want. Do you know what I mean? So that's the issue that I have. That's where I think he is wrong. But apart from that, if he's 62 and he is smashing the back doors out of an 18-year-old, as long as she said yes and she was happy with it, then what's the problem? Because like I said, there are so many other people in the world like who are in relationships where even if the woman is like 80 and the boy is like 20, do you know what I mean? But we don't say anything on that. We don't think that is wrong. We only think this is wrong because of who he is. And a lot of people don't like him because he not imitates black people, but do you know what I mean? Like, he's got the talk and he'll come with the walk and the swag, and he's Tim Westwood. Do you know what I mean? That's why people don't like him, and that's why people are like, oh my God, no, it's wrong. And I think because he's in the limelight as well, obviously from what we're hearing from like R. Kelly, Kojo funds and stuff like that, where he is in the limelight, and if he's already talking to that age bracket, what's to say that he's not talking to the next one down? Do you know what I mean? But it's not a fact as yet. We don't know. So yeah, for me, it's just the fact that he's manipulating young girls. That's what I think is wrong. But it's not illegal, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think it's illegal. It's obviously, it's just wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like as a person, you just wouldn't do that. But he does. And for him, it works. Do you know what I mean? Because if it didn't work, he wouldn't be doing it. He would have tried it when he first started in like a couple of years, like however many years back. He would have tried it then. And if it wasn't working, then I'm pretty sure he would have stopped. But, you know, it works.
So on that, so all the things that I read on Twitter in regards to him, so again, it was trending during the week. It was trending, like, I think last week and then maybe 2 weeks before that as well for the same thing. And all the reports, everything that I read quite a lot of it, there was no one that said that he had assaulted them or anyone was under the age of legal consent. It was more of a case of, they were saying that he was meeting girls at universities and he's in his 60s. Personal
preference then. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't talk to a boy that's in like in uni, because what do we have on a mental thing, like when it's not the same? Do you know what I mean? And plus you're young, so why would I talk to you? Do you know what I mean? So like you said, if you've read all the stuff and they're literally of age and they're just like young, then there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it's just nasty to think about because he's 62 and, you know, black don't crack, but, you know, white kind of shrivels up. Just saying.
She just said that on her live as well, Milan.
Yeah, no comment on that one.
I'd like to see Tim Westwood try it on with a 30, 40-year-old strong-ass black woman. I would love...
He's not about it. He's not about it. My mum told him all about himself one time. She said, yeah, you don't want one like me because I'm too old for you, innit? Because you're like 12-year-old. She told him straight.
He's weak. He's weak.
He couldn't step to a big woman and say...
Yeah, he's trying to be something he's not. He always has. He's always tried to be something he's not, in my opinion. I just think that's why he's going for the young, vulnerable teenage girls that haven't got anything to show. You know, the older women, majority of older women, I should say, have got their shit together. They've established quite a lot. You know, their own home most of the time, their own car. Yeah, I do know women that have used their bodies to set up their own business. I do. So they have sexualized themselves to make the money. They've been in hip-hop videos, like I said, and they've made a lot of money from it, and they've actually gone on to set up their own businesses. So
that's it. That's it. Money and power, man. That's what
I feel though. If you sexualize yourself, so you know what you are doing, and if you sexualize yourself, there is nothing wrong with that because you know what you're doing. Like, do you know what I mean? I know that if I sat on some fucking webcam thing and got my tits out, I will get paid for that. And I'm doing that without somebody breathing down my neck, being like, you should do this. And da-da-da-da. If you're doing it because you're being like manipulated into doing it, or someone's telling you, say for instance, okay, I'm not in like the music world, but say for instance you're like here, and then to be here, you've got some older guys telling you, oh well, you know, if you just I don't know, if you suck my dick or whatever, I'll get you to have a conversation and a meeting with blah blah blah, and then maybe you can be here. That is wrong. Do you know what I mean? But if you're sexualizing yourself, whether you're a man or like a woman, that's your business. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is your business. That is, you're doing that for you. But if you're being like manipulated into doing it, or you're being pressured into doing something that you don't want to do, then it's wrong.
I think it's a tough one. It can go deep again, because I know a lot of this. There's a lot of like females that I know of or whatever and stuff, and I live in Cardiff, and when I've gone to London and I've gone to certain parties or whatever, and guaranteed the same names come up all the time. They're like, oh, you're from Cardiff, do you know so and so? Yeah, she fucked my brethren and this brethren and my cousin and my uncle and my god to get this and this and this. Like, they always, the one guy was telling me that, you know, there's a group of girls from Cardiff that go to London, they'll go with no money, yeah, no money in their pockets, knowing they're gonna get looked after because they put out certain things, you get me? And it's embarrassing. It's so bad, and it sets the tone for everybody else. So then they're looking at me and thinking, why? How come you ain't like that? You get me? Why are you acting stuff though? Why you ain't free and nothing that? But I think it's terrible. And women don't get me wrong, as women, we do use certain things to our advantage. We do. And it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a slag or whether you're a virgin, you're gonna do it because you know as a woman what you have. But there's levels to it, isn't there, really? Come on. There really is levels to it. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But there's just levels to it. Come on. There's a difference in, you know, splashing you know, spreading out your vagina for a bottle, and you know, maybe just posting a little provocative photo just to get a little bit of attention. Do you get me? There's two different sides to the coin.
But is it?
Like you said, Chick, it works.
How is it that different? It's sexualizing yourself.
Yeah, I'm saying it depends what you're trying to get from it. If you're willing to free up your vagina to let bare man run train on your vagina for a free night out, yeah, or to some
girls are letting bare man run train on their vagina and then setting up businesses with the bread.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna comment on that.
She bust it open for 30 man, and then she set up her business, and you rate it.
But
that's prostitution.
I don't rate
it. Whether it's low class, high class, it's prostitution.
I don't rate it.
Some call it escorting, some call it prostitution.
Yeah, I don't rate it, but then I suppose like it's different. It's not different, but it is in a sense of it depends why she's doing it. If you're just gonna let bare man run through the 30 man run through your vagina to set up a business, then you're fucked, really, innit? Because your mindset's dead. Then you have no mindset. That's the only. If that's your only vision, yeah, in the only way you see to build a business, then boy, it's gonna be peak for you, innit?
But she wants fast money. She wants her business now. She wants her money now.
Then
she lays on her back for one night.
Then she's got no soul.
And her business is set the next day.
Then she's got no soul. Then it's ego, innit? Yeah. She's got no soul. So, like, and me, I'm a very soul over ego person. So, if you want your business, nothing good comes from anything rushed anyway, yeah? So, as quick as you'll be up there, and as quick as you'll be back down there anyway, and that's fact. It's not even up for discussion. And then secondly, also as well, if you're that desperate, yeah, to build your business and you're that desperate to be successful, then you need to do it from your soul, not from your vagina.
It's a sacred place, sacred place.
No, that was okay. Listen, hold on.
That said it any better myself, you know?
Do it from your soul, not your vagina. Listen, that was amazing. Listen, that one there. Can we give that a round of applause, please?
Yeah.
And then
Can we have a quote?
that was.
A God is a woman.
Do it from your soul, not your vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to post that one on my page tomorrow. Do
Yeah.
my soul, not my vagina.
Yeah.
With a picture of my body.
Let me read some of these messages, right? There's quite a few messages on here, right? So, Kaiser Soldier says, a lot of these women let abuse happen just to earn money. That's a fact. No self-dignity or respect or honour. T Tucker says, no, they are embracing their femininity. Artist Substance says, waist snatched back on fat but can't cook or furnish their house. Bambi says, do you even know what sexualized means? Bambizo says, obviously grabbing a girl against her will is wrong. I'm going to touch on that in a minute, actually, going on what Ambush and Ray Black discussed, what happened with them last week. T-Tucker says, it's an individual response to an image. Does not mean the person is posting for attention or sex. Plant-based Sabby, who's supposed to join us, who's still not here yet, says my daughter stated breasts are for breastfeeding. Breasts shouldn't be sexualized. She said she should be able to walk around naked as the body is beautiful, not as a sexual object. Substance says T-Tucker is talking facts. It also says, you tried it, I would kill them. Bambi says, but I find breasts sexy though. Walking around naked is not acceptable in 2020. Come on now. Kaiser Soul says, well said, Chitty. Plant-based Sabby says, yes, but it shouldn't be. Legally, he's done nothing wrong to Tim Westwood. So I think, in regards to Tim Westwood, I think we can all agree that it's not a legal issue. So he's not done anything illegal because, again, everyone's of legal age, and no one said that he sexually assaulted them. It's more just a moral issue. Yeah, are we all in agreement on that?
Yeah.
Should we go on to the next topic as we're talking about some things that Chili said and that Ashley said in terms of rape culture?
You're muted, Lev. Unmute yourself, Ash. Unmute yourself.
Exactly. While Ashley's talking, I'm going to put it into context. Ashley's gone. I'm going to put it into context, right? So talking about rape culture. So during the week, or last week, Ray Black, the artist, said she put something on Twitter talking about an incident between her and Ambush. And what she said was, from memory, is that Ambush touched her inappropriately. They were at an event. He touched her inappropriately. He touched her breast and thought nothing of it. And then she went on to say that she messaged him to say, you know, what you've done was inappropriate, and the apology he gave wasn't sufficient. And he almost responded saying, you know, you didn't need to come at me like that, you know. And she responded to say, well, I think I should have. You know, why are you saying I should have come at you in that way? And again, it kind of blew up on Twitter. So he was trending on Twitter for that purpose. He has since then apologized again, and the apology that he said the second time around was a lot more sincere. So when I listened to it, I thought to myself, personally, I thought it sounds like he apologized sincerely, and he understood where she was coming from. But again, goes back to maybe normalizing rape culture. So know your thoughts. So maybe start with Shez. I know Shez hasn't spoken much. Shez, what's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think she should have come at him. She has every right to come at him. You know, if she hasn't said that he can touch her, then why is he touching her? Do you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for social media, would he really be going in with his apologies? You know, a lot of people apologize for things online, but they don't really mean it. They're just doing it because of their fans, and, you know, they want to keep their status up. But yeah, I would have come at him as well. Right?
Milan, what's your views on that one? I know you mentioned Kojo fans as well. We had a slightly similar story. It wasn't the same, but slightly different. What's your views on that one?
With the first one, Ambush, his second apology was not put out, obviously it was on his social media, but his second apology was definitely a management thing. Management came to him and said, yo, you can't just say my bad and put an emoji and then try to flip it around on her and be like, you shouldn't be coming at me like that, because that is how she felt. You needed to understand that is how she felt. You touched her inappropriately. Why did you do that? You was not supposed to do that. Do you know what I mean? So his second apology is fake. It's management telling him, you better put something out that is going to make people be like, actually, no, he is sorry. And it's okay. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. but again, it goes down to, you know, when we was talking about, you know, when you're in a club and you're dancing, maybe I just want to be dancing in a little circle with my friends, throwing my back out. Maybe that's what I don't want you to come stand behind me. And then it's like, you know, you're dancing and then a guy will stand behind you. You then turn around, stand up and stop dancing. The man's got bare chat for you. And you're like, but when was there a sign on my back that said, please stick your dick here? Like, please dance here. No. And I'm not saying that, you know, every time you're out, you know, someone should tap you on the shoulder and be like, can I dance with you? But if I turn back and I'm like, all right, cool, let's vibe with this guy, then cool. If I turn back and I just think, do you know what? Nah, don't come with your chat because I ain't got time for it. Do you get it? Like, I was out the other day coming away from an event and it was packed. So like, me and my friend are walking in the road, but we're like against cars. A car was driving towards us. They've gone past us, slapped it in reverse, and all the way back, and was like, yo. So we looked and we're like, what? We carried on. They've reversed a bit more. Oh, you're looking nice. So we're like, thank you. But I don't think they heard us. But we genuinely did say, like, okay, thank you. Carried on, like, walking. The guy didn't reverse no more, but stuck his head out the window and he was like, we're not fucking talking to you. You need to. We were like, yo, Bridget. Yeah, we had to turn around and go back to the car and we're at his window, like, sorry, pardon, what? Like, just because you thought we look nice, it does not mean that we then had to talk back to you. If we didn't respond, we're not being rude. I just want to keep it moving. I've just been to an event. I want to get to the car and I want to go home. I don't want to chat to you and I don't have to chat to you. But it's like, you know, when back in school days, the boys would be standing outside of like the chicken shop or McDonald's, whatever, and you walk past and they'll be like, yo, babe, da-da-da. If you turn around and then you're just like, no, or you carry on walking, oh, I didn't even like you anyway, oh, it wasn't dead. You're like, honestly, like, it's embarrassing for yourselves. And it's just long. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just long. But yeah, back to the point. Amber's apology was management and it was not real. Thank you.
Ash, what's your views on that one?
Alright, let me not dive, because obviously there's bare things that I think about the whole situation, but I feel like it's just if you dwell on the other things, it's almost like a distraction, and it's just like an excuse to not focus on what the real issue is, and it's that man don't know boundaries, innit? Man don't understand boundaries because they don't look at life through the eyes of a woman. Do you get? So we think it's normal for us to creep up on the thing, hold her waist, and just grind on her before she tells man it's okay. Like, you get what I'm saying? All them kind of things, we've been taught that it's all right. So we need to re-educate myself. Do you get what I'm saying? And understand that it's not all right. For you might think it's all right as a man, but the women are telling man it's not okay. So that means that man has to understand it's not okay. Do you get me? In terms of, if we're talking about the apology, I think he was sincere with his apology, because I just think that he's you know, when you're one of them men that get and girls can't act like it's not a thing where a man just get sometimes some men just get and it's the thing where in most environments that he's probably in, he's allowed to act like that. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's not offensive, and everyone gets it, and he's the man there, and everyone loves him and shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Where he clocked, oh shit, that I wasn't in that environment, and that was not the game that I should have played. He fucked up. So I don't think that his apology wasn't sincere. I think he did try to run game though after, and he's like, oh no, you shouldn't run it, or you shouldn't slap it on me like that. Yeah, because he's still that guy, innit? He's still that guy. You ain't gonna change who he is just because someone's heated you. You get me? He's got heated now, and he's thinking, oh shit. But he's still trying to run game on her because she's still get on it. So he's like trying to tell her, oh babes, it's not like that, man. I didn't mean it like that. Where she was way past that stage. There was no game involved. You couldn't finesse this one. You get me? You couldn't like sweet talk your way out of this one. You get me? Like, it was something man had to acknowledge, and something that you had to like be completely like no ego. Your ego had to be out the window. And I feel like that's where he kind of fucked up because he still tried to run a bit of game. He still tried to be himself, where he should have dropped the ego thing and just been like, right, oh shit, you know what? I'm wrong. Fuck, I'm not going to say nothing more. I'm wrong. Yeah, you said I'm sorry. You get me? And just done a little post before she did, like, you know what, Ray? You know I got love for you. I'm sorry. I wish you feel like, you know, like that, like quickly. You get me? Because I don't think he acknowledged how much of a violation she took it as. You feel me? So yeah, that's how I kind of look at it. So yeah, obviously he's wrong in it, but he's wrong. But he shouldn't have tried to finesse it after I tried to like sweet talk her out of it. Because obviously girls are gonna look at that like, oh, you tried to flip it on me, tried to make it seem like I'm doing something wrong. Right? He wasn't even really doing that. He was just still trying to be cool. You get me? He was still trying to smooth it out. Like, no, well, obviously you still me though. You get me? Trying to do that, but yeah.
I think the bottom line is when somebody says no, you respect those boundaries and you walk away. You know, you appreciate and you respect the person's wishes, whether it's male or female. And that's when it comes into rape culture, you know, because obviously rape is when you do not consent to something, you know, a sexual action or, you know.
I don't think that's rape culture though. If we're going to talk about rape culture.
Rape, sorry. Yeah, not rape.
Rape culture. There's like big pedophile cases and big people. That's rape culture, man. Like,
yeah,
people doing the pedophile thing at Disneyland and them kind of things. Like, that's rape culture. Like, there's people in the church raping off little boys for 100 years and that's rape culture. I don't feel like what's happened here is affiliated. I don't feel like it's affiliated with rape culture like that. I just feel like it's Cameron got raped, you get it? So I don't feel like it's fair to say rape culture and very black. Because I don't feel like no one got raped, you get it?
Well, you guys know about my incident last week where I was on the line.
It's easy
and the police were called to a situation and they didn't even follow through with the allegation that was made. They didn't even come to check on my son who was touched inappropriately by a fully grown man.
There you go.
You know? What does that tell you?
Do you know what? Can I say something? I'm going to disagree with what Ash said a second ago, right? Slightly. So not the first point Ash made, but the second point in terms of rape culture. So I agree with Ash's first point, but Ash's second point in saying that's not rape culture, I disagree. I'll tell you the reason why. I think because it is sexual assault, because what he done is sexual assault. So he's touched her inappropriately, which he shouldn't have done. So that's sexual assault. But the reason why I think it's rape culture, because we normalise it. We make it seem like it's nothing. And obviously, as men, we can't really
but that
appreciate...
doesn't make it rape, though. Raping is raping, though.
It's assault. It's assault. It's sexual assault.
But we can't put everything in the same bracket, though, because otherwise it's all the same thing. Rape, though. Rape is a form of sexual assault, but sexual assault isn't rape, though.
No, we're not saying that he's raped her. So it's not saying that he's raped her, but it's rape culture, and it's that normalizing things that we do or shouldn't do. So it's not saying that he out and out raped her. So not saying when we say rape culture, he's raped her specifically. It's more that what he's done is inappropriate, and our mindset is that it's appropriate, or we don't see nothing wrong with it. Do you know what I mean? It's not so much that he's out and out raped her. It's that even when she challenged him. The first time around, he kind of like didn't shrug it off, but he might as well have. Do you know what I mean? Didn't take it as seriously as he should have done, and that's why I say I appreciate his second apology, because that one seemed more sincere. Because if you listen to it properly, he's like, you know, I didn't mean to. This is what I was doing. I only X, Y, and Z, but it seemed more genuine. But again, it's that culture, that mindset that it's okay that you can get away with those things. That's nothing, isn't it? That's what we more mean by rape culture. Chiz, what's your views on that?
Well, I think, like, first and foremost, he should not have even touched her, touched Ray or approached her in that manner anyway. It's just bang out of order, really. His first apology, when Sticky sent the whole conversation to me and everything in the voice notes and that, it was not sincere. He kind of just parred it off just to say, yeah, you know, it wasn't like that really. He made it seem like it was okay for him to touch her. It was okay for him to do those things. I think because of who he is. So he thought it was okay because he's probably used to, most women will probably want to be touched up by him. And B, because again, I think people use their power and status to believe that they can do whatever the hell they like and it's going to be overlooked. And also as well, it's because we do overlook a lot of things. We do. There are women who don't say anything, and and there are men out there who do think it's okay to just go up and just touch up, but especially like back in the day. Like I used to go raving from when I was young, innit? Like I was proper underage and all sorts, but I looked older, and my body was developed and everything. So I used to have the damn cheek to go over 18 on one day and go under 18 on another. I did business, you get me? But then when I actually look back, it was really dangerous because anything could have happened to me, yeah? I was put in situations where it was, things happened to me and I was like, whoa, that's mad. And I was touched inappropriately, but nobody said anything. Even one time I went to the bouncers and I said, like, you just touched me up, and then they were like, well, shouldn't be dressed like that then, should you? Or you shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? So it has been overlooked. Definitely has been overlooked. And it's like now when anyone wants to speak up, it's like, why are you speaking up? Well, it's a big thing now. Do you know what I mean? But it's always been wrong. Really, when you look at it, it's wrong. Nobody should touch anyone. Same way a woman shouldn't go up and grab up a man. Do you get me? A man shouldn't go and grab up a woman. His second apology, I definitely believe it was staged. It was a good apology. It was fantastic, deserves a round of applause and all sorts, but it was staged because obviously the powers that be have sat and said to him, you have to apologise publicly now. You have to do it so it's sincere and so the public believe you because of who you are. Like, whether he loses fans or whatever, it's not going to make a difference because there are people out there who are just going to overlook. Everyone's got their own opinion on things, innit? So there are people who are just going to overlook it and thinking, oh, she's just going on extra, do you get me? She made a big thing out of nothing. But then there's going to be some people who's going to say, yeah, like, he was out of order, he shouldn't have done that. But regardless, man's still going to make his money, do you get me? He's still going to do what he's doing. And that's where I think the mistake is as well. Because, again, it don't matter who you are. Like, just because you're famous or you're known or your name's known doesn't give you any more power than another human being. Who the fuck do you think you are, really, innit? Like, you ain't shit, really. No one ain't shit. Especially now. No one ain't better than no one. Do you get me? So you cannot use that power and that status in order to give you that thought where you think, yeah, I got the right to do whatever I like. It doesn't matter what situation you're in, what environment you're used to, whether you're from the hood or not. Do you get me? You shouldn't be doing it. And we should be taught these things. Like, our generation, we weren't really taught too much. No one really talked about it too much, but I've had to sit with my child and say, listen, if a man, this is what is deemed inappropriate. Do you get me? Even if a man looks at you a certain way and it makes you feel a way, it's inappropriate to make you think those thoughts. Do you get me? So it's, I don't know, it's just long, isn't it? It's long. You can go on forever about it, but I don't know.
Let me read some of these messages quickly. And also, I need to apologize to those on the live, right? So obviously, we don't know. Instagram cuts off after 59 minutes. So it had been 59 minutes. I had to restart the live. So if you are joining in, that's the reason why. T. Tekla says it was a manipulation, his first response. The second response was management. It is not sincere, it reads sincere. Kaiser Soze says, take a woman to swimming on a first date. Sorry for the random comment. I like that one, by the way. T. Tekla says, watch me drown, can't swim. That's two of us, I can't swim either. And Kaiser says, T. Tekla, someone will rescue you, lady. On Chili's part, I'm going to go to Cher in a second, right? Cher, I'm going to come over to you. Chili made quite a lot of points in there. So Chili spoke about men touching women appropriately, women touching men inappropriately, men especially saying, how were you dressed? So when she said she was in a venue, how she was dressed as if that's an issue. And I do hear a lot of people use it as a response to say, well, how was he dressed? As if it makes a difference. You know, if you, as plant-based Sabby said earlier, you could be walking around, you know, stark naked if you wanted to. Shouldn't mean that someone should be touching you inappropriately. Shay, what's your views on that?
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, at the end, it doesn't matter if you're wearing your underwear, if you're wearing, you know, a dress, if you're wearing trousers and top, whatever you're wearing, it shouldn't matter. You know, it shouldn't matter. But unfortunately, I feel like it does matter in a way. But at the same time, it's like that shouldn't define whether somebody can touch you or not. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't define it at all. Like, you should be the one giving the consent, and nobody should be allowed to touch you if you don't say to touch you. Do you know what I mean? And it's a bit mad because a lot of females go through it. A lot of females actually. I've had a few females, because of my mental health platform, I've had a lot of females reach out to me and say, you know, I was raped before. I haven't really spoke about it to anybody, but I want to like share my story. I'm not sure how to share it because it's a very, you know, it's a very delicate topic, and a lot of people, females especially, are scared to actually speak about this kind of stuff. And with the, like when we were talking about the ambush thing as well, when it comes to that, it's like, I feel like rape can stem from things like that. Even from just groping a woman, it can stem from little things like that. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to be very careful, very careful.
All right, I'm gonna throw this one to Ash. So, quick question. I'm gonna say it to Ash, but it's more for the ladies, to be fair, right? And my question is, like Chidi said, is it any different to what Ambush has done to Ray Black, as opposed to when you're out in a bar and you see a group of girls on a hen do, and you see sometimes their thing is to grab someone by the bum?
But no difference.
No difference.
No different. I was gonna say that as well. You know, if that happens to others, that happens to me all the time. It's just so fine. But I've experienced that. You get me? And the thing is, it's not nice, bro. Like, it's not even a little bit nice. It's not like, even like, it doesn't even feel like flirting. It just feels like, am I that? Do you think I look like you can just touch me like that, bro? It's like, I don't like it. You get me? So I get it. But this is the thing. It's not as threatening as it is for women. Do you get me? I don't feel like they're going to drag me around the corner, or they could possibly drag me around the corner and put my trousers off. I don't feel like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas for women, there's a threat behind it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it so different. Like, there's an actual danger behind it. You get me? So you're thinking it's a nice, sweet thing. Like she said, like the girls have said, and many girls have experienced. Like, you talk to a man will try to talk to you, you don't have it. Now man is talking to you like you are a piece of trash. Like, and you're thinking, I went from, you wanted my number, now you're trying to tell me you're going to punch me in the face. Do you get what I'm saying? So the threat is so much more. You get me? And I don't think men realize how intimidating we are. You get me? Like, men don't clock that women are intimidated by us. We don't think that. You get me? You think, she likes man, fam. She smiled, bro. Like, no, bro. She might have smiled because she didn't want to look at you rude, fam, and she just wanted to cut. Do you get me? Like me, I pick up on energy, so I know if me, I'm very conscious of like my presence and shit. So I know like if someone takes to me or doesn't. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not even gonna start a conversation inappropriately with a girl that doesn't. Like, you're gonna have to say something inappropriate to me first for me to start flirting with you. Do you get that? You know, like that. Like me, I've been taught to be sensitive. Do you get me? When it comes to say to girls and that. Do you get me? I'm not trying to be caught up. So if you like, that's what I said. Like me, I used to move to girls that was around that. Like you have to make it clear that you like man for a man to even approach you. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of vibe. Like me, if they gotta be clear signs, clear signals. In fact, you gotta say it with your clear mouth and English language that you want me to do this to you. Otherwise, I'm gonna lay there like this. fall asleep, everything. You look to the right and see me snoring, like, you get that. Fall asleep. Yes, I fell asleep. You should have let me know you wanted me to hit, otherwise, you get me? I am going to hit my feet and fall all the way out. You get me? See you in the morning.
Actually, on that, Isaac says consent is key. That's what Ashley's just saying right now. Plant-based Sabby says we need to change the attitude of men. It's said that women are raped and made to feel nasty, and it's as if it was their fault. Actually, going back to what Chidi was saying as well. Anyway, before I read the next one, right? Again, I should apologise saying I'm watching this or watch this on YouTube. Not apologise, but just be mindful it's a bit of a sensitive subject. So, just that's it really. F-Boy Tony says it's not as physically threatening. Again, that's what Ashley was saying before. T Techno says, man grabs your waist mid-walk, chili, carnival. All I'm saying.
I'll speak on that in a minute.
Okay, right. F-Boy Tony says,
that was sexual assault.
Yeah. Men need lessons in body language. Isaac agrees, and Peter says men won't let you leave until they get your number. That's actually kind of what Milan was saying earlier in regards to the party she was at during the week, which I think was the one in Brixton. That's the only party that's been around recently. So I'm just putting it out there. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's what's that girl Claire 419, and that's Claire 419's job. Chidi, do you want to tell us about Carnival?
Carnival is a myth, mate. Yeah. So everything was going nice, yeah. Obviously, and this is really bad, I'm going to say this, but it's facts, isn't it? Carnival is carnival. Everybody knows what carnival is. Some dirty ras is going to feel the need to come and put their dirty, stinking hands on you. It's going to happen, isn't it? So obviously, me being who I am not a bowie. No one can touch me, innit? If I ain't giving you consent, it's going to get mad for you. I'm going to stab you up, innit? But obviously, Carnival, it's not that I make exceptions, but it's just like I have to be mindful that there's just some dirty men in Carnival, innit? Well, there's hundreds of them. So I went to Carnival with T. Tekla, who's in the comments. She's 6'1", bodybuilder, peng, you get me, got titties, everything, yeah? And then I'm 5'3" and a bit, titties, bum, yeah? So it was a madness. So obviously, to a lot of men, it's like a fantasy, innit? It's like, fucking hell, she's little and she's large, you get me? All day, like, I lost count of the number of times Tech got stopped, yeah? Can I take a photo of you? Oh my days, you're like, she was just like, so many men were going up to her and openly telling her she was their fantasy. Do you get me? And as much as it was hilarious, as much as it was jarring as well, but we expected it. So we coped with that, do you get me? And then obviously men get excited when they see a bum and whatever and all that. So this one guy's talking to Tech, whatever, and I'm always that friend who's just there like, looking our way in it, because if I don't like someone or if my energy just doesn't take to them, I will not participate in the conversation. This guy came up to me, yeah, and he put his arms like all around me, and I said to him like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you really doing? Who told you that you could come and put yourself on me? And he's like, oh, you're just fucking rude. Why are you going on Facey for? It's Carnival. You know that this is going to happen. You set yourself up for it with a body like that, titties like that, you get me, your nose, lips. So, okay, so this is what I did. When I was born, yeah, or before I was born, I made a little subconscious, like, conscious call to God and said, do you know when you make me, can you make me 5'3" with a big body, big boobs? And I had this whole conversation with him, and he's there. He stood there for 15 minutes telling me why it was my fault that he came and touched me up. In the end, yeah, Tech had to pull me away from the guy because I was going to fuck the guy up. I was getting violent, you get me, and angry, because I'm thinking, you're telling me why it's my fault that you groped me. He was just stood there just making excuse after excuse after excuse, to the point where I just got tired with him. I just got violent and I just tried to lick him in his head, innit? But it was all mad. But then it just pisses you off. Like, as a woman, it pisses me off. And the joke is, if anything, Like, I was overdressed for carnival. I was very overdressed. Everything was covered. I didn't have nothing showing. You get me? Some people, but they're not even dressed. They left their clothes in their house. But I covered myself because I got respect for my body. You get me? My attributes are there. You're going to see them, whether I'm wearing jogging bottoms or whether I'm like half naked or whatever. But then this guy just thought it was okay to come and touch me up. So I had to bad him up, innit? But yeah, it was a mad day still. Mad. I had to smoke 3 spliffs after that. One after another. But yeah, that's just an example, innit?
It's wrong. Completely
Mad.
wrong.
I think it should be mandatory for all girls to learn self-defense. Right?
Yes.
So if someone does feel like it's alright to come help you, you can feel like it's alright to randomly punch them in the face.
I think the live's paused, you know.
I think I'll probably timed out.
Sticky has left Zoom. I don't know where he went, but he's not in Zoom.
Yeah, he left the building a minute.
It's timed out.
You know,
Yes. I'm sorting out.
You know, sorting out.
Oh, he back.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh, that was a surprise.
He's back. Some of the comments.
That. Hey, this said, hey, nothing, though.
Before the switch is over,
Hey, Mum, did you cook? Hold on. Mum, did you cook today? let me turn my mic on.
Did mommy cook?
Before I switch over, let me just tell you what some of them have been saying. So Tony, F-Boy Tony, I wish he'd change his Instagram name. F-Boy
Chitty, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, before you read them out on the live. Or give me 1 second, yeah? So they can hear their comments.
I have to screenshot them because they'll disappear.
Yeah.
Saying that, you know when man get hungry. Mum did a cook still hot room.
She's not.
I ain't cooked for you.
Not about it. She said no.
I was hoping because I swear they said they was cooking. My sister and mum said they was doing something. Said they're gonna go buy.
But you're a grown man now. You got to fend for yourself.
Listen, Milan, I will mute you. Yeah, I will mute your clock.
What do you mean? I'll just come out and tell you to your face.
You better bring some food. If you're coming, bro. Yeah.
I'm not taking to the message with me saying
it's way too hot.
Bring food.
Get back on.
I'm on ice poles and vodka.
Should there be 1 more minute?
Look me here with a spoon. I'm eating ice poles and vodka.
Ice poles and vodka. That is.
I wanted to ask you when you eat it, Milan.
Let me
What are
just-
you doing?
That is nice.
Kids,
You know what?
hear me?
Poles and vodka.
Pardon? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, be 1 more minute, literally 30 seconds.
It's fine, we're chatting. Yeah, ice poles and vodka. So get a Filippo, get a green one and an orange one, put it in a cup, mash it up, put vodka on top. It's amazing. And then get a red one. I've got like a round trees pack. You get the red one and the purple one, mash them up, vodka on top. Beautiful.
She got the little popsicle down, B. That's
Liquid diet, Ash, there we go.
Oh shit, I need to go.
That can't work for me. That can't work.
If you want a liquid dinner, I've got one. I'll bring
I need, you know,
It's back. It's back.
Oh, we're back.
Back.
What, live and kicking? Like live and kicking. Who remembers live and kicking?
Back.
live and direct.
Boom, bow.
I think the most important thing to remember here is, like we've all said,
I watched it off the line.
it is down to consent. It's down to consent. It has to be okay. You know, you can't just assume that somebody's up for sex or along those lines because they dress a certain way or because they dance a certain way or they look a certain way. It doesn't say I'm up for sex and I'm up for taking. You know, I think we've all experienced it somewhere along the line. But the sad thing about it really is that women are more in the line of fire because they are more sexualized than men. You know, like Ash, who made the point earlier about, it was Ashley, I think. I used to sing with my father-in-law and he used to get groped all the time by women. I mean, even on his crotch, you know, with his piece. And he was not happy about the thing. You know, he didn't think it was funny, but it was okay. These women got away with it. It was fun. It was banter. And that's the other thing. There's a very fine line between banter and your actions. You know, like I mentioned earlier on, my 12-year-old son was actually sexually harassed by a man that was almost 40 a week ago, where I wasn't on the live, and it was started off as banter, mucky fighting, and then the next thing, he put his lips on my son's face, and obviously I lost my shit. That you do not cross that line. You do not put your lips on anybody, never mind a minor, a 12-year-old boy. So it's not just women, it's also men as well, but children as well that are more vulnerable, because they can't really. My son's been brought up to understand banter, jokes, but he's not streetwise. He doesn't go out, and he kind of expected me to be the one to protect him. And I did say, you do not let anybody touch you. I've always told him, you don't let him touch you anywhere, you don't let him kiss you anywhere or say anything sexual. And then he took it to the next level and wanted to say make more sexual references, like, it's okay, I'll use my tongue. That's not banter, that's wrong. And you need to know that is wrong and protect yourself. I said to my son, you can use any force or means necessary. If I'm not there, you punch him in the face. You do what you've got to do. You swear whatever you need to do, because it's wrong. It's wrong. And sometimes, like I said, when I called the police didn't even come to check on my son after the event. I'm still waiting for the police a week later. He brushed it under the carpet, the police officer, like it was okay and it was normal and it was just a bit of fun. It was a bit of banter, So I think they need to be made more aware. One of you mentioned this earlier, I think it was Chizzy, about making it more aware in schools. It's not just in the home, it's also in the schools. When we were in school, they did talk quite a lot about rape, because I think it was relative at the time where there had been a local incident. But it doesn't seem as talked about now. My children have never come home and told me that there's been any kind of mention of inappropriate behaviour, rape. They talk about sex education, but I don't think they talked much about rape. And it is mainly focused on females, to be honest. So
I think that's what we were saying before about rape culture, isn't it? I was saying about people just normalising it and making it like it's nothing. Going back to what Chidi was saying, Chidi said, I've gone to carnival, all right, it's Europe's largest street party, fine, okay. And some people think it's acceptable to touch me in certain ways because it's carnival. That's what I'm saying about normalising it. It's not. And you said it should be taught in schools, because people think it's okay to do so because it's carnival. What excuse is that? I can actually go, I want this carnival. I mean, like, since when? When was that a thing? Len, what's your thoughts on this?
It's a thing as well. Like, it's obviously it's not normal. It's not okay. But like she said, there shouldn't even be a but there is a but, because it's carnival. Like, what do you expect in carnival? Do you know what I mean? But it goes back to what Ashley was saying, where the type of music that's playing. Do you know what I mean? It's all of that as well. Like, it's further. It goes back deeper and further than just like I don't know. It's that there's so much that needs to be changed, because it's like, do you then change the songs because the songs are sexualizing, or do you literally change how people are when they're in a crowd? Do you make people have to literally answer, like, can I dance with you? Can I touch you? Can I poke you in the boob? Can I grab your dick? Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's been normal for so long, it's just what's expected. When you go to carnival and you're dressed a certain way or you look a certain way, whether you're a guy or a girl, you're going to be touched. Do you know what I mean? But then I think because it's like, it's normalising carnival. So grabbing someone for a dance, cool. But when they then take it further and they genuinely start to like grope you in places and you're thinking, why is your hand there? That's not right. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that you go to carnival and prepare to be danced on and whatever. That's just what happens. But when there's a line, once you go over the line and then your hands are in places where they shouldn't be, or you're trying to lift up someone's skirt or lift up the man's top or something, then it's like, that's not okay. Do you know what I mean?
I think money talks as well, you know, because look at the situation with surviving R. Kelly, you know. He got away with so much because he had a reputation of being one of the best R&B artists. You know, it was blatantly admitting what he did in his lyric content. You know, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. You know, my mind's telling me no, my body's telling me yes. He was blatantly telling the people what he was doing, and then when it went to trial, he got away with it because money talks and celebrity status talks. And you know, this is the worst thing, is the fact that if you've got money, you can get away with so much more. You know, power, money speaks volumes, doesn't it? You've got no chance if you're just, you know, somebody that's got no money to fight the case in court. There's not enough evidence. But like you said, it is all about boundaries and personal space. And if you say no, it's no. It's just wrong. But the culture is very, very heavily dominated by money and power, unfortunately. Like I mentioned just now, it's not just women. There are young boys, young girls that experience this, and it's still going on today. Like you say, in churches, in football associations, you know, where a lot of these people are led to believe that they're being treated a certain way, and it's okay because they're going to get something in return as well. Sometimes, you know, they're brainwashed. That's another thing.
Vicky's laptop has crashed.
Okay.
Hold on.
Are we still on live?
No.
Are we on Zoom? Of course we're on Zoom.
It's down again. It's down again. Hold on. He's typing.
It's fine. I just asked a really stupid question. Wait, so right now we're not on live, yeah?
Yeah.
You know the other topic, what men and women think are annoying?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like between like
what I
think a guy does that's annoying?
It could be anything. It could be, you know, sitting there while he's using his mobile phone. It could be chewing with his mouth open. It could be just having an
also like in a relationship.
Vicky said that we should sing.
Sing?
Sing.
Sing what? Kumbaya?
He said he'll be back in 2 minutes. He's like, why are we waiting? Okay, Okay, Six, we're gonna sing.
My mind telling me no.
We're gonna
cancel. Leave the Zoom.
We're gonna sing an R. Kelly song.
No.
Devastating. That was the most devastating thing ever.
So, I mean, nah, R. Kelly. I watched the Surviving R. Kelly. It's really disturbing. It was just dirty. So,
but with R. Kelly as well, I feel like, you see when they put it in, it's like, you're just singing a song. Because did you see the thing I put in the group chat that was about like Rick Ross, and he's singing a song something about, I put a Molly in her drink and she didn't like notice. I took her back to mine, but I was singing that loud and proud, not realizing what I'm saying because I'm singing along to a song, just like
yeah, you got what they do. Yeah, they
so you're singing along to it. But it's even like, you know, when you look back at like Spice Girls and stuff, when I'm singing it now, I'm like, wow.
You gotta get with my friends.
So
basically, if you want a piece of me, you gotta bang all my bedrooms. Yeah, it's so deep. Like, you're muted, Ash. You need to unmute yourself, love.
Did I just hear?
I thought you
My battery just died. My battery just died. Yeah. Did I just hear? If you want to bang me, you gotta bang all my virgin.
Yeah, we're singing Spice Girls. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
You came in on the wrong part, yeah.
If you want to bang me, you gotta bang my virgin.
Literally, that's what they're saying. So it's not just R. Kelly, it's Spice Girls, it's Rick Ross.
It's everything. But R. Kelly took it. Do you get me? But at the same time as well, do you know what I thought was a bit of a madness? It's the parents. Could you think my child could tell me he's going there? Mum, I'm just flying to go chill with R. Kelly and a little fucking no, you're not.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with a little
there were some girls that were sneaking off They were meant to be in school, and they were going off to the photographs on his face. And imagine the one mother that went to try and save the daughter, the one that came with him.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, I would have been
yeah, but it's because this is what I was saying though. These girls are being manipulated. He is telling them, you do this for me, and I will get you a record deal. These girls can't
I would have fallen straight into that trap. I would have been thinking,
She can't even sing.
Yeah,
How you gonna get that record deal? She can't even sing. She should know he lying.
But suck my dick and I'll get you one. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he has money, and with money comes power, and because he is R. Kelly. Like, imagine going back to school the next day saying, I was chilling with R. Kelly. R. Kelly bought me a hotel room.
Nah, but you know what?
Chilling.
For me, yeah, like,
Boy.
I used to think, I used to think that life could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting fucking arms. That Kelly is a dirty arms.
dirty.
My good auntie, Tanisha, she met him, she went backstage with him. He offered her the world. Like, she said he was disgusting. So
Okay, we're live, we're live.
We're live, okay.
We're currently discussing R. Kelly.
Kelly, let's get people involved.
And Spice
We're
Girls.
talking about the culture, and we're talking about how
Let me send the live to
underage girls promising them the world that they will have a record deal, music career, if they lay down with him.
Let me send the live to a couple of people to get them back on, because they probably think we're gone.
Probably think we're gone because it's nearly 12, so soon we're gonna be gone.
Oh, is it? Oh my God, it's like 5-2.
That's just
Look at Cher posted. I'm posing there, looking all cute. Just. I see you, girl.
Look at it. Yeah, she's still there.
She was all pouting and shit. She was literally like.
In our family, that's what we do. It's in the family. Like when we just our rest in victory. She's like, oh, like you know it's there.
Guys, get someone to take over from. Sorry, I'll read out loud, by the way. Okay,
So fine.
Setting up on the Zoom and live as my laptop keeps crashing. I ain't got a laptop. Wait, hold on. Oh, you can use my Zoom account.
That wasn't for the live, by the way, Milan. That was for us in the group.
She said, I can't read it. She said she could only read it out
I
loud.
could have muted myself. Wait, let me mute myself.
Yeah, or mute yourself. Even that. That wasn't for that was just for us in the group, innit? That was just. Jesus Christ.
Because we haven't got a time left, I'm obviously going to have to leave in a while. Should we move on to the next topic, the final topic, things men and women do to each other that they find annoying?
Are we actually live then, or?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, oh shit. Okay, well damn. Yes. Things that men and women do that each other find annoying. Like, share. Go on, baby.
I don't
I don't mind starting this one off.
I don't know where to start. Okay. Obviously, do you want to start?
You have got enough to say in your group chats and that. You know what I'm saying? But now you got the chance to say it on the live, you're like, oh, quiet.
Okay, I'll tell you what I find annoying then, okay, as a woman. I find it very annoying when a man plays games and he doesn't speak and communicate and he goes and plays silly games. For example, trying to make a woman jealous, flirting with another woman because he's taken what she said in the wrong context and thinks she's pissed off with it when she'd just rather have a conversation than text. That's me. That's my first one. I can keep going, but I'm going to give you all a chance to say what you think.
Do you know what? Can I read one? Right? Let me read this one. This one, Plant-Based Savvy. Plant-Based Savvy says, I've been with my husband almost 31 years, 28 of those married. Love him to bits, but boy, he knows how to wind me up big time. She's also got, man is proper Jamaican and slurps his tea, just like all of his family. Then he has to slurp that dinner into, says it cools the food, but wait, my face. You know what, when I read that, right? when I read that, I was like, yes. Like, because obviously, you know, like for Jamaican, anyone, if your food's hot, you kind of blow it and you know what I mean? I'm with, you know what, plant-based happy, I'm with your husband on that one. I'm on his side. Just gonna throw that out there, okay? I'm on his side. That's what's your thing.
Are natural born aggravators. I've got to say, growing up with 4 brothers, they love aggravating women. Ashley.
Okay, everyone went silent there, boy.
The most annoying thing for me, yeah, without getting too personal, yeah, is see bare faces. Go on, nigga, what you got to say? I hate, yeah, when women don't listen and then things go wrong and then they come back to you to fix the issue. That is so annoying. Because if you had listened to me in the first place, you wouldn't be in this position. And you wouldn't be coming to me now asking me to fix it. Do you get it? So you should have just shut up and listened to me in the first place. Then
Can I just do can I do an eye roll on behalf of like every female that knows Ashley? Ready? Wait,
yeah. Be like, listen, no, you know what? You shouldn't do that, you know? You should avoid doing that, because if you do that and it goes wrong, I'm going to have to clean it up. No, I'm not going to come to you. Are you done? Yeah, okay. Say that. Cool, go do it. It happens. And it's all women. It doesn't matter who it is. It's not like a girlfriend thing. It could be a sister. It could be a mother. It could be a friend. It could be any. Females just tend to do that. They ask your advice, don't take your advice, and then want you to fix the issue when they do take it. Yeah, very frustrating.
Okay. I got one. Double standards. Like double standards. I bloody hate it. Like literally, it's okay for them to do something, and then you go and do it, and it's like that can't run. Like you have to now make that make sense. Example. So my friend has kids. Obviously, her and her partner have been together for like 12 years, I think, 13 years. They've got kids. Obviously, she's at home with the kids most of the time. He works and whatever. So he will just think it's okay to walk in and out of the house at whatever time of the day, the night, rain, shine, snow, doesn't matter. She will literally want to go out like one weekend with her friends, say to him like, cool, can you watch the kids? Da-da-da-da. No, it don't work like that. What? What do you mean it doesn't work like that? You've been all week in and out. You've been to barbecues, you've been to house parties. I now want to go to one event and you're telling me it can't run. Why not? What, because I'm a mum and I must stay home with the kids? No! Double standard. I hate double standards. I can't stand it. I can't stand, like, literally, it proper grinds my gears. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, yeah, that's just it. Because I'll get myself all heated. It's getting hot in my house now.
I agree. I completely agree. It shouldn't be one rule for one and one for the other. It should be an equal partnership.
Wait, hold on. Ashley sat tall then. You got something to say, Ashley? As to
No, I don't play that game. I don't play that game.
Okay.
I understand that.
Were you just having a stretch?
I understand that I don't have my daughter every day of the week, yeah? So I don't really do that funny shit like that. Let me have her, fam, go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do that, but I do know that that's a thing, though. I do know that. But what guy?
No, but it's not just with the kids. It's not just with the kids. Even like my own personal experience. We could be at home chilling. He's on his phone, doing whatever he's doing. I'm not the type of girl to be like, oh my God, who are you messaging or whatever. If your phone's pinging off in the middle of the night, I don't care, innit? Like, or whatever. If my phone now pings off in the middle of the night, who's that? Who's messaging your phone at this time? I'm like, but wasn't your phone literally 10 minutes ago? Your phone just pinged off, but now because like my pinged off, I must be cheating or I have a booty call. Or how do you know it's not my mum? How do you know it's not EE telling me that like my bill is now online and I can look at it? Like, why are you getting so defensive? Do you know what I mean?
Double standards though. Why didn't you just say it's your mum? So yeah, because she the double standards. If a girl says you don't care. You don't care, but you see if a woman cares, you say, right, who's that? And
No, but this is what I mean. I never asked. I never asked.
Why you asking me who that is? It could be my mum. It could be, you get me? It could be Deliveroo saying that my order's on the way. No,
It could be, but your voice went very high pitched, so it's probably not.
That's what I asked you. I ain't asked you who it could be. I asked you who the hell it is. Yeah, don't be double standing it. Because if it was your ass, your man couldn't tell you. Well, don't ask me that. It could be my bank. No,
but this is what I mean. I don't ask though. So for me personally, I genuinely
I know you don't. But that's also a double standard, because if you did ask, you wouldn't expect them to tell you.
No, obviously, if I did ask and I couldn't bring it up, I'd have to just sit here and be like, oh shit.
Yeah. His phone is picking up and you want to know, and he tells you, right, don't ask me who's texting my phone. It could be my bank, it could be my mum, it could be my sister, it could be my cousin. You be looking at that man like, okay, so which one is it?
Trust me.
All right, so that's the same way man's looking at you, fam. Fuck that, you don't want to ask, but I want to know. I heard the vibration too many times, and I saw that look on your face. So now, you got to tell me which one that is. You get?
You know when you're trying to hold the smile, like.
Come on. No, that wasn't my phone. No, that's my alarm. Yeah, you got it on snooze, yeah? 5 minutes.
Again, what I find annoying is that a man expects me to be the one who's cooking every day.
Come on, Ashley just called out to his mum, yo mum. You don't
Yo,
I'm joking. Sorry, Ashley, I love you. It's all love.
You know, I muted the thing and we weren't on live when it happened. Just
I'm gonna mute myself. I'm done talking.
Don't be scared now, man. Don't be scared now. It's getting smoky now. You get me? With your ice cold vodka diet, yeah? Don't push me off.
Yeah, Tech was saying about gender roles. She said, do you guys agree with gender roles? We talked about that in the previous live, didn't it?
Yeah.
Long.
I think it's annoying that women are expected to do certain chores. So that's what I think is that, like you say, like, should I be the one changing the baby's bum? Should I be the one bathing the baby? Should I be the one cooking? Should I be the one that's listening to dealing with all the emotional side of things, like holding everything together?
It's natural. It's natural for a woman, though.
It is natural. It is natural, but I think there's nothing more attractive than when a man adapts his ways and steps up and says, you know what, I'm going to cook dinner tonight. Babe, sit down. I'm going to make you a cup of tea. I'll put the kids to bed because they're misbehaving. Do you know what I mean?
But you have to teach your boys that, though. You have to teach. My mum told me how to cook. You have to teach them that. Otherwise, it's not like, because boys don't grow up playing with dolls and playing with the cooking stuff and doing all that. So it's not like in their head to think, I want to do this. So when you're growing up a teenager, you don't think of that. You just want to, I want to go outside. I want to do road. I want to play ball. I want to be with a man. I want to smoke weed. I want to get girls. You're not thinking I want to learn how to cook spaghetti bolognese, or I want to learn how to make sure I got perfect rice and smash that, and I want to learn how to cut the fish and that. You don't want to learn none of that shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got the option to go outside while your mum's doing it, you're out. Bro. You get me? It's long.
Yeah. So my 14-year-old son rang me up yesterday and said, "Can you hurry up and come home because I'm hungry?" And I said, "Fix yourself some food."
You could do food himself. Like, how do I eat, mum?
Fix yourself some food. You can cook. You can make something simple. You don't need to burn my house down.
He's like, "Mum, I can't read the cereal."
That's because his dad used to sit around and expect me to wait on him hand and foot whilst I was working as well, the same as he was. I was doing 90% of things that needed to be done as well as working and bringing in the money. And he was doing 10%. You know, he still expected me to bring in food, even though I was out grafting and working as well. So I think that's definitely a pet hate for me.
Well, I don't want to.
And my things are not going to go down that way. Trust me.
That's a little bit of a step. We've got to be quiet. Because it's not going to be all me telling you that. Why I'm annoyed about you. It's not going to be all me.
The thing I don't like when it comes to men is like hypocritical behaviour. So like, for example, they might say that they love communication, they love honesty, but they don't give it themselves. Do you know what I mean? And that is something that really frustrates me. It's like, if I'm giving you honesty, I'm giving you communication, and you're really, really annoying. And also, like, I can't remember who said it, but about mind games, playing mind games, you know, that is a big thing that really pisses me off, excuse my French.
Yeah.
But, you know, certain times, guys will do things to test you, to see how you react.
Yeah.
And with me, I'm not the type of person, I'm quite laid back, but if you like do something that pisses me off, you know, I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to have it. So I will just tell you about yourself. I'm not going to just like let it be. And, you know, that will distance me from you. That won't get me closer to you. So all
True Aries.
all that testing stuff is not for me, boy. Not for me.
No.
I feel like we've been playing more mind games than men, bro. To be honest, women are the key manipulators, bro. Like, don't try to push up your face, because the smart woman will know that I'm not lying, bro. Don't sit there and act like you want women manipulate, huh? Whatever, fam. Women are playing mind games all 25 years into the marriage and that. They're still playing mind games. They know they women don't stop playing mind games ever, never stop, ever.
They manipulate.
Whether it's good, bad, they control situations, they control environments, they control men, bro. They control children. They could stop it. Like, you get me? You don't want me to act like I don't know. You want me to pretend I'm not aware. Yeah, women are the best at manipulating. What women hate is when men play mind games too. That's what women hate.
They're saying really, they're saying good stuff in the comments.
That's what they hate. They like a man that allows them to play their mind games.
Stop talking now. Stop talking. Bro, you talk way too much.
All right.
They said they're saying a good lot of stuff in the comments. So Tess is saying that's because a lack of submission. Most women don't allow men to be men. And she said women are the most manipulative, but she's saying no to Ashley. I think it's to Ashley because of what you're saying. Yeah, I just think I got nothing to say on it, to be honest. Plant-based Sabby has said, I've been with my other half 31 years. I don't need to manipulate my man. A weak man or woman is manipulated with mind games. I totally agree. I definitely think it's down to the lack of submission. I think if there's a lot of manipulation and mind games within a relationship, that's down to lack of submission and respect as well. Because why would you want to play mind games? Nobody really wants to do that. It takes your energy. It's energy draining, isn't it? Like, you could put all that energy into actually building something. If the both of you have got an understanding, then there's really no need for like manipulation or mind games. That's something I've never understood. I've been with somebody who played mind games for 5 years, manipulated me to the point where I actually thought, am I going mad? But that's not a relationship then. You
know what people do, yeah? People always think about, when they're talking about themselves, yeah? They always think about the times when they were the best at their best. Let's stop pretending that we've never manipulated people, bro. We have. We're not talking about the best relationship we've been in and the time where we were the greatest. We're not talking about that. People, there's been times, I'm sure we can all confess, that as men and as women, where there's been people you did manipulate and you didn't have that same compassion. If you're telling me you've never done that, then you are an amazing woman, fam. But I don't know no woman that I know personally that's never manipulated. Do you get what I'm saying? Of course, it's not something that you would do naturally to everybody. But there's definitely going to be that one you're like, I'm going to use this you. Like, regardless you're going to admit it or not, women do that, man.
Yeah, but I never said that. I didn't say women didn't do it. I never said that I didn't do it. I didn't say that. What I said is if you're serious about that relationship and the relationship is going a certain way, there's no need to manipulate. If you feel a need to be a manipulator within a relationship, then it's not a relationship. It's not a good one. It's toxic, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, yeah, I have been guilty of manipulating the other person. That's because I didn't have no respect for him. They didn't
But
have
how
any
many?
respect.
But let's say out of 10. Let's say, alright, fuck it. If we get like majority of relationships, say you've had 5 relationships, yeah. Alright, if you're not gonna say that majority of them were put, like no manipulation was used or no manipulation was
No, that's not what I said.
in the relationships. Most relationships there is manipulation, whether we're gonna admit it or not. Good relationships, obviously less, innit? Good relationships less. But we're talking about from experience, bro. I'm not gonna say it like it's just because it's offensive, bro. I'm saying it because experience-wise, I've experienced and seen a lot of manipulation in relationships, and that's what people do. A lot of power struggles happen in relationships. We're acting like we've all had perfect relationships. We haven't.
No,
bro.
that's not what I said.
People are manipulated.
None of that, bro.
We've been manipulated because it's normal. We're gonna act like it's obviously it's not good, and it's not what we're looking for. It's not like we want to be in a relationship like that. That's why we're no longer in them situations. But they definitely happen. You know what I'm saying? They definitely happen, and that's what I'm saying. Like acknowledgement that these things really do happen. Like manipulation is something that people go into relationships doing. Maybe it's not something that you continue doing after a certain amount of time. You get me? But it definitely, or something that comes in after a certain amount of time. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely happens between men and women. And
I think there is an obvious game that plays in the beginning of any relationship, because that's what we think needs to be done to try and secure the relationship. That's what we mean.
There we go. That's what I'm saying.
I think, but then obviously if you're really serious about that person, like Chitty said, then that stops. There should be manipulation. There should be communication, trust, love, loyalty, honesty. It should be, but it doesn't always happen, and that's when the relationship fails. Is because the games carry on, they continue. You fail.
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you. That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly the point I wanted to make. Yeah.
Well, we're talking about people we find annoying. We're not talking about perfect relationships, so I don't know why you're
That's an annoying thing.
I wasn't talking. It wasn't about. It's not saying about perfect relationships. Like taking it out of context. It's saying that somebody being manipulated and somebody playing games. It's annoying. Like it's
not. We're talking about, but G. We're saying, what do we find annoying? That's the whole topic.
But Cher said. When she finds when a man's manipulating her or playing games, she finds it annoying. It is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
No one wants that. Get on your nerves. It's so dead.
Because me personally, I've been in 2 serious relationships. I've never felt the need to manipulate anybody. Like it's just not in my character. I'm not gonna say that I was perfect in the relationship. Manipulation is just not in my character at all.
Dead.
Do you feel like it's a feminine thing though? Because I'm sure you got girls that are friends, and I'm sure like you've talked to girls. I'm sure like you've been around girls.
Yeah. It's feminine and masculine though. It's both.
Men and women.
No, but remember, we're identifying that. Remember the whole time we've been talking about men manipulating, and we know that men in power or male gaze is a manipulation thing when it comes to women. Yeah? But what I'm trying to identify is that it's not exclusive. It's not exclusive, innit? It's something that happens across the board. It's not about gender, it's about power, innit? So when someone has an influence or a power in the situation, they're going to use it, innit? Whether they're male, female, whatever, innit? So that's my point, innit? Yeah.
Sometimes it's not power though, sometimes it's just foolishness.
Toxic.
I've got another thing that I find annoying. You see, like, I don't know if everyone does it, but you see when you're in a relationship and then both of you drive, why does the guy think that he has to drive everywhere and your car should just sit and collect dust?
I'm happy for him to do that if he wants to do that. Go ahead.
No, I like driving. I like to take views like I'm Lewis Hamilton, and then you just want to drive all the time and my car's dusty. Why?
I didn't drive your car, fam.
Oh, thanks.
I don't mind doing passenger, fam. Trust me.
No, I know so many people that want to be the driver, but why? Like, sometimes I want to drive my car, and then people say to me like, because I've said to them, "What is it? Because you think I can't drive?" And they're like, "No, we've seen you drive. We know that you can drive. It's just you're a girl, so you sit in the passenger seat." And I'm like, "But I have."
Right, but what men have you been linking? Because No man wants to drive. Like, you drive, babe. You can do the driving. You get me? Like, no.
What? Maybe I need to come Cardiff, like in London.
I only link London, men, so I don't fuck with Cardiff, men.
I don't want to drive in London, to be honest. You can drive.
I do. I never drive in London. It's hysterical. You just got to drive like an asshole to get about.
Yes.
You have
And
to.
shout out the window a lot.
And shout out the window.
I tell you what I find annoying. I find it annoying when men leave their dirty laundry on the floor, when the laundry basket is right there. And their cups and glasses left in the bedroom, which took place without the lids put back on, just put everything back in its place and we'll be good. We'll be good.
But I'm sure they do it because they know that we'll end up doing it anyway. Like, when like you're asking to do the washing up, they do it, but they're doing it like half-heartedly, and you're like, are you even scraping the bottom of the teacup? You're just getting around the top. So when you're like, oh, don't worry, babe, I'll do it. Then they're like, I can go watch football.
I'm a weirdo, though.
I can go do Xbox now. Do you know what I mean? Because they know if they do it half-hearted, we're just going to do it anyway.
I'm a weirdo. I like doing shit like that, though. I like cleaning up and washing dishes and doing shit like that. So for me, it's not really a problem. Like,
so do I. There does come a time when you just think, I want to sit down and I would like to put some music on or learn how to work my home studio while you're all sat playing the Xbox.
That's another thing that's annoying. Like I'm in my zone. I've got my music on that I want to listen to. So whether I want to have a little guilty pleasure and have a Justin Bieber hour, or I want to listen to Vibes Cartel and do you know what I mean? You must come in the room and plug in your music. But why? Who told you that I was finished listening to my music? And then that's it. Now I can't sit down and plug my head to whatever it is that you want to listen to.
Vibe killers. Them vibe killers? When you want to put a tune on, when you want to put a certain tune on, and it's your tune, and then they kill the fucking vibe and tell you about, no.
Girl, this happened to me today. My kids were playing Phil. And I wanted a little Justin Bieber moment, actually. There was that Yummy Yum song. And my kids, they killed my vibe. They put Phil on.
Grammy, where you want to put it on and somebody's telling you about, don't put the tune. Nah, this is not putting my tune on.
Another thing I hate is how a man tells you how to dress.
I've never had that, see? Never. I've never had it.
Well, so no one has ever said to you, babe, I think that's a little bit inappropriate for you wearing. I can see your butt cheeks, or I can see your boobs are on show. I think you should cover up a little bit.
That's one thing. I've never had it. No man ever. I don't know whether it's because they've either just probably been too shit to tell me what to wear, or I'm very selective in what I wear anyway. So I'm very selective. I'm not too much of a revealing person. So it's just, and especially if I'm with somebody as well, or I'm in something with somebody, I will respect that person as well in how I conduct myself.
I don't know if it is about respect but it's like the scales, because if you met me and I was skin out, then obviously that's how I dress, you get it? So if I'm going out and I'm still skin out, you just need to respect that. I know that I am in a relationship and that I'm not gonna go and do something with somebody else. Yes, there's you need to be worried about everything else, but you should know I'm your woman. I know that I have a man and that nothing ain't gonna happen. I'm coming home to you with nothing else happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's how you met me and you liked me like that, why do I now need to change who I am because you don't want me to go out with my tits out or my legs out? Or
that is true. For me, I'm just very like, I don't know. I'm just respectful.
Ashley's like, oh no.
No, I've always been that way. I think it's because of my mum as well. That's how she's always been, and I'm just respectful like that. And if you know when you're gonna wear a certain type of clothing, you know he's gonna look at you and be like, right, you really gonna wear that? So I just wouldn't do it. I don't know.
No, but for me, I dress for me. So even now, I'm not in a relationship, but I dress for me. So if I want to go out in jeans and a bralette, I've got big boobs. If I'm going to go out in jeans and a bralette, I will, because I think when I'm at home in my mirror, I look nice. I'm not thinking about, oh, when I go out, this guy, do you know what I mean? That's what, remember a couple of lives ago, I was saying, you know, when I go out, a lot of my friends wear like makeup and they're always dolled up, and I'm not. I'll just roll up in a tracksuit, like, and then I look the odd one out. So when I do want to then dress up, no one can't tell me, oh, you can't go out like that. Well, why not? For you saying that, it's just all annoying.
What are you eating, Bridget? That just looks like diabetes on a plate.
Yeah, it might be, but this is why women are not annoying.
Yeah. It's so mad. Men just, the fact that they think, all men get on my nerves. Any man who's around me or in my life, they know all I say is, you get on my nerves.
So, Chidi, he's saying basically us breathing. Chidi, he's saying us breathing.
My nerves. My brother gets on my, all of you man get on my nerves.
Chids, are you saying that when we're breathing, basically?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's why I double check, that's all.
Boy.
Stop breathing, Dick.
Yeah, that's why I took my camera off. I thought I don't want to get on anyone's nerves. Let me turn my camera off. Let me turn the mic off.
Can I just say what I really, really hate? And this might be an illness. I hate it when a man chews with his mouth open.
Oh, I can't. Nadia, I can't. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do
It's not
that.
sexy, babe.
It's not
Babe, it's
sexy.
not
Like,
sexy.
do you know what I find annoying?
your
You know
mouth.
when a guy laughs and they're like, what is that? And it's like, all guys laugh like that. Like, they'll be, what is that? Why do you laugh like that? I don't like.
Ash, can I ask a question? Ash, have you ever heard so much male bashing in your life?
Bro, I ain't
The
gonna lie,
last
bro.
10 minutes.
I just kept quiet, bro. Yeah, I realised what was going on. I realised because obviously I felt the energy change.
What guys are annoying and what men
I felt the energy change, and I
women.
thought,
If you're
well,
not
the energy
understanding,
change.
I will
See,
rate
they
men
don't
on
want to talk.
one thing.
Yeah, did you hear Sticky say, Ashley, you addressed me, and because if too much feminine energy is taking over the whole place here, they don't even want to let me speak no more. You see?
You're not going to let him speak. You don't need to speak.
They tried to tell me to shut up earlier because you was gone. Yeah, she thought she
No, Ash, you eat it with your mouth open. Joke.
my mouth is empty now.
Don't shut up.
Yeah.
No.
So this is
One
what's
thing,
happening.
one thing.
So what we're gonna do, Sticks, I'm gonna do what you're doing. I'm gonna blank my screen and mute myself and let them cuss me.
So basically, Sticky, if you're listening, because I know you're listening, Stick. No, one thing I can rate men on. One thing I will rate them on is like, because women are annoying. We are. It's just, we're more annoying than men, definitely, because we take notice of the things that men are not taking notice of. We clock everything in it, so that makes us naturally more annoying. But I do have to rate men, whether it's your female friend, your partner, your sister, your mum, auntie, whatever. You lot do put up with a lot of shit, like in regards to moaning, in regards to the way that we express ourselves. Because a woman, especially if she's emotional, she can't express herself and just sit there and talk about it. She gotta cry, moan, complain, and do all that shit, yeah, to actually get to the point of why they're upset. So I do have to take my hat off to men who put up with stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I know I've done it to Sticky, I've done it to Ashley. God knows how many times. I don't even know how he still speaks to me. My brother, I've done it a lot, especially during this isolation period. It's been a lot for any man that's in my life. They've had it. It's been terrible for them.
Can I say something quickly? Just want to point out there, right? You notice that my camera was off a little bit. Like, I noticed since my camera's back on, Cher's perked up a bit more.
Yeah, she's happy.
Have you noticed that? She's happy that I'm back now, that she see my face.
You know, she told me before the live. She said before the live, I can't wait to see Sticky, but I'm looking forward to seeing him again. She didn't cuss you or nothing, Stick. Nothing.
Can we talk about what star signs annoy us when it comes to men and women? People into star signs. You what?
Yeah, Aquarius.
Aquarius, man.
Aquarius
Yeah.
men.
Aquarius men are ass. Right, my brother's an Aquarius. Aquarius women are cool, but the men are just...
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Capricorn and Taurus.
Gemini.
My brother's a Taurus. My brother's a Taurus. He's hard at work. Love you if you're listening. But he's very dominant, very bossy, likes to dish out the jokes and can't take them. You know.
Can I say one? You know, like we were saying, like obviously, Ashley. I think I'm going to speak to Ashley on this one. Ashley, you know how they're saying about what star sign men, you know, annoy them, what have you? Should we say what islands annoy us? Like small islands.
Go there for though, bro?
Should we go there, Ashley?
Yeah, I think so, bro. Let's go.
We said Antigua, yeah? Antigua.
No, Antigua's a wonderful little place still.
Yeah, but you know them small islands though. Them small island girls, you know, they're just it's annoying, isn't it?
Those small island girls. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
bro. Let's not even get started on small island girls, bro. I don't want no smoke. Small island girls are amazing. Yeah, Sticky's trying to get me killed and set up and that, but I'm not going down that road with him. I'm not doing it.
See, you got wise man, actually. This is why I
my bro and that, but you trying to set me up. Because what you're going to do, yeah, you're going to say that shit. You're going to get me to say something stupid. And then you're going to go quiet and then they're going to ban me for the next 10 minutes. No.
I'm just saying, bro, you know, talking about star signs. I heard, I'm not saying which young lady I saw, but there's a young lady that's in the middle of my screen who tried to say Taurus men, Taurians. I'm saying that the same one who spoke up first, you know, they're from the small islands, so I'm just putting it out there, you know what I mean? Just saying, just saying. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am. Don't forget that as well, darling.
Oh!
Don't worry.
Come on, Shay.
After the Zoom, I'm sure we'll be in the DMs talking to one another, so it's all good. I got you. I'll tell you what.
I can't even cuss a star sign. I don't know. Like I said, I never even used to know what star sign the guy left off at.
Shit, I've even got lips already, yeah? Look, you see, I've got lips already, yeah?
Can I join it? Shall I tell you what really, really irritates me? Is when you're doing a live podcast, yeah, and like men with just because they got a fresh trim and everything and a shaper, they're bad, yeah, eating pizza, chicken, and all that, they're chewing and that. It's so nice, like so.
Is his mouth open?
Nice. No,
seriously, actually, it's not true.
That's annoying. That's annoying. All of that right there. Annoying.
When you're hungry.
Hungry.
And you have to watch someone else eat. You're hungry.
We're all hating because we want
I ate well today. I ate really well.
I had a bad boy lunch. Remember?
Yeah, I seen you lunch. She was banging.
That's something that annoys me is when somebody makes themselves a drink and they don't.
That's cold.
That's my son, by the way, guys. That's my teenage son.
Oh, you can't do your mum like that, bro.
I said, oh, thanks, babe. He said, no, get your own. Tact.
You get me.
That is
I can't stand it when people don't say please. Do you know when when men don't, or they'll just say like, get after me, and I gotta look like, you know when you're looking and you're like, who the fuck? You get me? Like, what's the magic win? What's the magic win again? Oh, please. Yeah, that's what I thought, innit? Backwards.
Oh, look what my son just came with, guys. Hate is a weak emotion, a sign of failure. I'm not hating on you, and I've never failed. I'm making a drink.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say men and women, they just annoy the shit out of each other. But you know what? Men wouldn't be without women, women wouldn't be without men, and same for anyone. Women wouldn't be without women, whatever your sexuality, everyone needs someone to annoy.
And men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Just don't leave all of you annoying me at one time, that's all.
No, women are from Jupiter.
Jupiter. Shafiq, don't make me believe
He sounded like he said something that was true. What did you say? Women are what?
Women are from Jupiter and women are stupider. You need to go with it in English.
I don't want no smoke with that. I don't want no smoke with that. That's what I'm saying. You might try to
Listen,
set me up.
he's feeding himself now. Look, he's got a cornetto. Dinner started.
Oh, Shafiq, you're doing them a
You're hanging yourself, son. Go to bed. Good night. Don't say another word.
Shafiq needs to come on the live, actually. He's sick. He'll bug you all up. We all to bed.
Yeah. He's going to say the Xbox.
Oh, stop.
That's
Yeah.
Well, on that,
I just think,
girls, I'm going to leave you and leave you. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Love you all. We love you, men, really. We're only playing.
We love you. Adore you.
It's too late. It's too late.
There's been nothing without you.
You lot better date each other.
We would be nothing. It's definitely, she's right. We would be nothing without you. Femi, everything I do is for you, and everything I do personally is for you and Sticky, to be honest. I'm not being.
No, you just broke my heart. You lot just broke my heart.
No, come on.
I feel like you lot just cussed me for the last 30 minutes.
Ashley, did you even offer us any of that pizza?
Didn't even try sending on a DM or nothing.
He's caring, you know. I do some nice stuff sometimes.
Chidi and I are coming to South London and we're having some of Artist Substance's food.
Yeah.
Yes. Calm down, man. Let me look after her now.
When are you not coming?
They're coming to Brixton. We're coming to Brixton. Yeah?
I'm on Brixton. Well, why are you going Brixton?
Come, yeah, come. You lot, I'll take you to a block party, innit? Brixton block party. Saw the videos. Lit.
I look too good in those prison gams, you know, guys. I look too good in those prison gams.
Wait, Shay, was you at the block party?
Yeah, of course.
I thought so. I'm sure when I saw the video, I was like, that's Shay right there. I'm sure.
There was on top of the police car smashing out the back of the window. Smashing out the screen, I see it.
Definitely, that's my family.
Yeah.
Well, Joe.
I didn't mean to incriminate you like that. I'm sorry. It wasn't her. Do you get me? Just for reference, it wasn't Shay.
The thing was, Milan baited herself out. She was like, oh, I was at a party last week. There was no parties. Everyone's on lockdown. Like, she baited herself up. You know what I'm saying?
Milan was there with a red cup.
Was you social distancing, fam?
I'm innocent, guys. I'm innocent.
Hold on, the Brixton thing happened this week. It happened like 2 days ago, so
you're right.
I didn't know anyone else.
Yeah, that's right. Don't let them try to trick you into snitching yourself. That's right.
How many times do people say, oh, the other day? Oh, it happened the other day. And it's like 4 years ago. Oh, the other day something happened. It was like 4 years.
No, it was definitely the other day, as in like
2 days ago.
Wednesday.
Yeah, and that's the same day the guy was reversing, saying, oh, come over here. Yeah, it's the same
day.
day.
No. That was last week.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the their parties then, innit? No social distancing.
No, I was social distancing. I had my mask on. I was fine.
It's not the same in London, though. In London, you can do what you want. Big man
yeah, you can do whatever you want.
We're coming. Chidi and I.
So come down, we'll all have a whole impact on there.
No, I was going to say, that's words we like to hear, to be fair, you know.
Hold on. Sticky, are you from like South?
He's from the hood, fam. What are you talking about?
He's from the hood. He's from the 30th class. He lives in a proper like high-rise on the 95th floor.
This is the most gangster person on the lab right now. Trust me.
Where you know what? Don't say it on here. Just message in the group.
Scotland.
Like, DM me, Stick. She wants to come to the crib. Oh, okay.
I want to look at the view. What are you talking about? 95th floor, yeah? I want to come look at the view outside.
And the view. Out the window.
You want to do it out the window?
You know the thing is, right? You know it's being recorded, isn't it? So there's like no taking it back now, isn't it? Like we all heard it. Can't even deny it. It's been recorded.
Basically just put herself out there. She said, Sticky, I'm telling you.
She said, look, put my head out the window. I want to see your neighbors.
It's okay. She's over the age of 16. It's okay. And Sticky's now 62.
Hey, DJ Sticky Fingers.
Neighbors are going to know her name.
Hey, careful though, we don't want them to be treating our DJ like they're treating certain other DJs, do you know what I mean?
True.
No, suppose Sticky gets sexualized all the time by all of us.
What? Look at the name.
I'm gonna put out there.
Sticky Fingers.
I'm personally apologizing. Just because your name is Sticky Fingers, I am sorry for jumping in your DMs and asking you what do those sticky fingers do. I'm sorry for doing that today. I'm never going to do it again. I apologize, love. From the bottom of my heart. I would say my heart from my heart.
No, wait. You can apologise, but how does Sticky, how do you feel about that? Do you accept that apology? Do you think it was sincere, or do you think that she should apologise publicly?
It's the only apology you're going to get. You ain't getting another one.
About how you feel, Stick. You understand? They're not going to trivialise this. They're not going to trivialise this. Yeah? You're a man, and you have the right to feel how you feel. Yeah? How do you feel about that apology, my brother?
I'm also apologising.
No, let Sticky finish. He's a man, and he deserves to have his voice heard.
No,
Sticky, go on.
Fuck that. He's accepted my apology.
No, Stick. Stick didn't say that. A man has a voice.
I'm sorry, yeah? I'm sorry for DMing you back and asking you. I said to Ashley, is it true?
Don't make this about me. Leave me out of this. Leave me out of this.
Sorry, Ash.
What was that?
I will never sexualize any of you again. I asked Ashley, is it true what they say about you?
What? It is true.
It is true.
For the record.
It's true.
I don't know what they say though. I don't know what they say. But if they say it, it must be true. Yeah, we all know that they never lie. Yeah.
Sticky, I'm sorry for sexualizing you. I take it all back. All the messages I've sent you, I'm sorry. All I can say.
You know, actions speak louder than the words, though, right? Actions speak louder than the words, right?
Yeah, no, of course. I make that 100%. 100%.
Now
There's a gang of us coming just for you.
And again, those are my favourite words as well.
What, gang?
There you go.
You want to get gang back, yeah? All right, then. Now,
just apologize. You see what I'm saying, Stick? You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. You just apologize, and now you're backtracking. You're moving ambushy right now. I'm just saying. Moving ambushy right now. Still. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, you heard the song. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with me, man.
Hey, things like where? I'm not complaining.
Oh, I'm not going to the window.
I'm on.
This is a kinky after 12, isn't it?
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week, my loved ones.
So you say next week, 10 o'clock, yeah?
Next week, 10 o'clock. Be on time.
Yeah, defo. Sorry about
Guys, can
today.
we just take note that I'm actually the first one on tonight?
Yeah, no, we'll definitely. Can we give a round of applause for that? Should we give a round of applause for that? Because I think it's the first time.
There's a first time for everything.
Wait, also, before I forget, right, hold on. Plant-Based Sabby is in the comments, right? And Plant-Based Sabby was supposed to be on the live today.
I know.
So can we make sure Plant-Based is on next week?
Next week. Come on,
Have you pre-Plant-Based Sabby's profiles on them?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And what's her name? T. What's your friend's name? The six.
T.
Yeah. Her as well. Yeah, everyone. Shares one as well. I've been in Shares DMs all week. Well, she's been in my DMs, but it's all good. Pretty
She did you wish, you know. What's my wish?
Wait. Should I show you guys on the live? Yeah. Should I show you the messages?
Oh, you got receipts.
I'm saying, got proof. But you know what? To be fair, man, there's a kiss and tell, innit? You know, it's our little secret. It's fine.
Yeah, bad man.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
The bad man like that.
Earlier, though, girls, he was moistening up his lies with the lip balm.
Moistening up his lies.
That one there.
Putting our Vaseline on his lips just to moisten up his
You
lips.
know,
Moisten the lies.
you know what they say about the Aries girls, though. You know, we're the most sexual.
Yeah, I know about shit. And then the song was like, I am just...
Of Olivia, actually, they were Olivia's words 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, she did say that actually. She did.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No comments.
Undercover.
Undercover porn stars.
Oh,
I'm going to take my virgin self to my bed. You know?
me too.
And I'm going to do the same. I'm not a virgin, but I am celibate.
I'm a virgin. I'm a virgin.
I
And
won't
I'm
make any
celibate.
sexual advances because I will take it as sexual assault and inappropriate.
Yeah, I'll take it further. I'll go feds. I'll go boys.
And I will put it on my Instagram. Yeah. Put the receipts out there, and you will be cancelled. Yeah. All right.
Definitely.
He ain't gonna tell you again.
I ain't no tears. Nigga.
Going to talk to God now and ask him, how did I have my child, being a virgin and everything? Am I Mary? Am I not? I need to go and find that out.
Immaculate conception.
It was, definitely.
Definitely ordered mine from Amazon. Need a refund.
Surprise.
He's broken.
That shit came quick.
You know, I just on live just denying the youth. If it was a man now, see the double standards. The kind of shit about women. You can come on the internet, deny your youth, and it's a joke. Do you get me? The LOLs and that. Do you get me? If I was in there denying my youth, I'd be calling up, you get me, Jeremy Kyle and them boy in there. You get me? Allow it.
This is next week's topic.
Standards.
Save that thought. Save that thought.
Yeah, next week's topic, denying this, and I couldn't even deny it. Did you see that? I posted the picture of me and
I know, that's a good topic though.
And I thought, shit.
Just man asked for a DNA test.
She looks like me a lot. Don't know how. Not much.
If your baby mother asked you for a DNA test, would you have been alright with that? We're not gonna
It's my
ask
big.
What do you mean?
Raw.
Let me just write in the chat. Let me not even talk on here, innit? Let me not even talk on here.
Yeah, let's discuss that in the chat, yeah?
Yeah. So bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that nigga asked you for a DNA test when you told him he was pregnant, how was your reaction?
Oh, shit. Shit, then. I would have said, boy.
No,
Either way,
we'll leave it there. Guys, love you. See ya.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Good night, guys.